Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan. Whoopee!
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 554.
Hey there, buddy. It's the first show of the year 2020.
The show made it to 2020. My God.
Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. But welcome to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our operations manager, is here. Do we need to officially talk about that, right? A little bit?
Yeah, we can.
We can. I mean, I'm still going to call her the producer because it's too clunky to say operations manager, and I don't know. It just sounds weird. But
makes you sound more important.
OM. Yeah, she is.
It is your real title, though. She is the operations man. I've been calling her
promotion.
I've been calling her Black Ops, which I don't know if I'm allowed to call her that.
Yeah. We realized we need someone to keep us on track.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not obviously the one to do it. I cannot.
You tried.
You tried.
It's kind of like me a couple of weeks ago when I switched up the intro and everything, and I was trying some things. I was throwing some stuff at the wall, but our operations manager told me, she's like, nah, they like the energy, they like the punk rock song, they like the funny commercials. They don't necessarily, this has been working for us. Why would you change it? And I'm like, well, and we were talking about it. She's like, studies have shown, I said, that maybe this is a better way to be. And
I said, fuck those studies.
Yeah, and she said, fuck the studies.
Also, it is
she was right.
Show number 553.
Oh, 553? It's not 554?
Correct.
Did I say 554?
The robot did.
God.
It's fine.
Not fine.
We're falling apart. First show back.
Travis is here. How you doing, Travis?
Which mic are you on?
Blue.
There you go.
All right.
Hey,
Seth,
I can hear myself. Can you turn me up a little bit?
Oh, now it's too
Well, you guys didn't test this
The
before.
cauliflower's really closing
it's
up.
clogging up the portals.
Seth Petrozelli is here. How you doing, Seth?
I'm good.
And Seth brought his lovely girlfriend in today, and we're going to ask her some questions.
I'm almost regretting it already.
No, idea. Wasn't a good idea.
I know, my stomach, as soon as I walked in here, started rumbling. I'm like, fuck.
You got diarrhea already.
Oh, it's bubble guts.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tracy?
It's all right. She has no time for you fucking old man.
I'm
Fuck
just-
you, old man. How are you, Tracy? I'm fine.
I am curious to what Seth actually told you was happening today.
I told her that I'm a 30-year-old millionaire.
I know what you told her. But did he say, like, hey...
I tricked her real good.
I tricked
her real good.
Did you have to tell her this is TikTok? Because podcasting is already old.
I'm taking your talk. Yeah.
Podcasting is already for old men, I think. We've been doing this in 09. 09!
Yeah. She wasn't
it's
even
already done.
alive in 09.
Oh, yeah,
Podcasting is a thing of the past. This is for old men.
She was alive.
She was not alive in 09.
For retired radio show
She was
people.
walking into middle school that first day.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be awesome.
Now,
I love Avril Lavigne. See, that's even too old.
Now
That's how old I am.
Yeah, I like it.
we'll get to bullying Seth in a minute.
Yeah,
I know
thank you.
everybody can't wait.
itching.
It's
so
happening.
excited to bully him.
But before that, I'll go over a couple things. First, we got new merch on the website, new hoodies, brand new
Yeah,
hoodies.
show
up.
it off. You have it
Oh,
on.
yeah,
I
you got
one
it
on, and it's
Not at all. Take all the clothes off in front of Seth's
there something on the back?
girlfriend.
Yeah. It's our basically
Yeah,
we've
there's
never
a-
done
I just
the
want him to stand up and see how
logo
bad he looks.
We've never done the Founders logo on the back of a hoodie before. So
it's basically
wow, way to sell the
Great
sizzle.
shot.
Yeah, that's
Good
great.
job on the camera
It's
work.
about
there.
Nice
half
job.
and half
Yeah.
your ass.
Way to sell the sizzle. He just stands up and half-heartedly turns to the right.
They know what it is. But we also have some tumblers on there, brand new. So check out tomandan.com. And right off the bat, let's talk about our foot golf tournament that's happening next Saturday.
And the bidding's going on right now.
Yeah, it ends at the end of the show today at 3 o'clock. And a lot of new pot sweeteners went up.
Oh my God!
On the site. You can go to TomandDanGiveBack.com or just TomandDan.com and click on the foot golf tournament web ad, and it'll go right there, and it'll list everybody throws in some extra stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of good pot sweeteners, but none of you guys are doing as much work as I'm doing.
Yeah, well, let's talk about yours.
I'm really putting the elbow grease, the know-how. I'm really putting flesh in the game. I will shop for you. If you bid on me, I will just like Shipt or Instacart, I will go and I will do your personal grocery shopping for you. I'll get everything you need, big or small.
Pay
doesn't
for the
matter.
groceries.
Somebody make him buy Monistat.
What they want or what you want?
What they want, not what
Okay,
I
so
want.
their
This
groceries.
isn't about
I'm not
me.
gonna eat your trash food.
This isn't about me.
Damn.
I will get whatever you need, and I'll deliver it to your house. Now we'll settle up because I'm not going to foot the bill, but I will do this service for you. I will unload your groceries. I'll even come in and put them away in your house if you want me to.
You can you can pay with a company card to
Naked.
throw that in there.
Oh,
you pay
really?
for the groceries.
Well,
Up to
somebody's gonna get like
up to-
$10,000 worth of
No,
Wagyu beef.
I'm glad you guys have disposable income. That's great. It's great to know.
up to a $45 limit. Spends $45. I can have 10 things at
Yeah,
Publix.
it'll be just beer and Oreos for people.
And then you'll go to their house and deliver.
I'll
their
deliver their groceries. What are you throwing in there? What, a boat ride? Typical boat ride?
No,
and then the guy
no boat
dies.
ride.
Every year, Tom.
That was another show.
Every
so that
year
happened?
Yeah,
twice.
oh, yeah, yeah.
He
No,
killed 2 people with his
one-
dumb boat ride.
No,
bids.
one business went out of business.
And the guy died.
And then another one, the guy fell out of the back of a truck and
Yeah.
died. They bid on me and then died
Yeah.
before
I
I
should
could
get that for my news. It sounds hilarious.
Anyway, so if you bid on me, the next
but
day
you might die if you bid on Tom.
the next day on Sunday after the golf tournament, we will go to probably one of our sponsors.
Probably.
Locations. Well, it depends on here's the thing. It depends on who bids on me, because if they're like far out of town, or we have to make provisions for that. But if you bid on me, we'll go and we'll watch either the AFC or NFC championship game.
match, or game.
Depending on
Sorry, I'm in soccer mode.
when you can what your schedule's like, and I will foot the bill for all the food and drink, and then we will live gamble on the game together. I will handicap the game for you, and we'll literally gamble against each other, and then the winner will pay a cash that day.
Sounds stressful.
Wait,
That's
so
like a lot of
they
work.
might have to pay you at the
Yes,
end of this?
yeah.
That
But
doesn't
well,
seem
no,
wow, what a treat.
surprise here.
you have to. It's
That's
all about.
amazing.
You have to ride the lightning.
What if they
because-
don't want to? What if they just want to hang out with you?
No, you have to gamble. If you bid on me,
Okay.
you have.
I like that. You're
forced
forcing
to
me.
gamble.
It's like the husband that forces his wife to drink. I like those relationships, like, I want you to be miserable too.
Because gambling's all about the action, and how if you don't have a stake in the game, then you're not gonna
Maybe
have
they
as much
just
fun.
want, maybe their stake in the game is the friendship that you could provide them.
Nah. I'm not their friend.
Sam, what's your pot sweetener?
So everyone on my team will get a 1-day Disney park hopper pass, and you can either go with myself and my husband to Disney, or you can just go, by yourself or with your team if you want. You also get a free home inspection from The Analyst Home Inspection Services,
I
as
know what
well
that means.
as some. That's our friend Bofa from the RIA podcast. Also, semantic swag, and you get a guest spot on my podcast.
Wow. And those, trust me when I tell you that she does not just let anybody come on her podcast. That does not happen. It happens here.
yeah.
But some podcasts have higher standards. And semantics
I gotta
has
vet
higher.
people
Yeah, she
before
has
you
to,
come to my house.
She has to vet the people before they come. Like here, we just have everybody just come on, stop by.
You're
come
still
on
in a trial period, Seth.
What's yours?
Trial.
What's your pot sweetener there?
Oh, they're in for a treat.
Pedophile butler.
Pedophile butler.
Oh,
so
come on.
Those glasses are killing me.
you're getting
yeah.
a big old sweet jar of healthy addiction nut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that shit was
It's
wanted to tell you
amazing,
before it
dude.
started. It was so good.
It is good. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
that-
You know what
What
the
do you
secret
sweeten that
ingredient?
with?
Monk fruit.
Monk fruit.
Monk fruit.
Oh, Healthy fruit. That's awesome.
Monk
It's healthy.
fruit,
There's
yeah.
doesn't spike your insulin.
Oh, no, he's been giving it to me forever, man.
Fuck, give it to me.
It's
more.
good shit.
Whoa.
So we're doing that.
I'll bid on you just for that.
We get to hang out in my garage, the haberdashery, and have a drink.
Hot-ass garage.
All right, and then we're doing a pub crawl down in downtown
Wow,
Sanford.
you
with
and
Smuggler
Tom
Swag.
are really pulling out all the stops. Come give me money and,
And Seth, what about you and Felicia? Do you got any extra pot sweeteners?
Well,
or
I did.
just,
I said on the
Massage.
on the Facebook page I was gonna massage. You got a 30-minute massage for me.
Per player?
What a girlfriend cool that? Like, who knows?
It's not that
we
kind
know
of
it's gonna be a
massage.
dude, so I'm sure she's gonna.
Yeah,
be
but
Shower
will you
massage.
do the?
Well, you know what? There's
is
3
it
players.
Nuru?
Oh, no, it'll be 2, right?
Oh, I
2
didn't say
players.
Nuru massage.
Would you do?
I will do it in a maybe in a speedo.
I might
You're getting
bid.
goaded into doing too much.
I want a Nuru, and I want you to rub your Asian diaper tattoo all over my naked
And
body.
honestly, I'd rather everyone bid on Sam because I foot golfed with her last time and it was worth.
He's doing it again. He loves
It's
it.
all for the kids,
'cause
right?
when Sam kicked the ball,
When Sam was kicking the ball, their balls were bouncing around. Too.
stop it.
This is why you're not on my podcast.
Yeah,
huh?
this is why you will not get invited. The higher standards.
So I have a story about a particular pot sweetener, and so during the week we were Busey, Mike Busey. He's been on the show before. Sausage Castle. You guys know
the infamous Mike Busey.
Mike Busey. And he called me the other night, like at 7:30, and I was like putting the kids in the shower or whatever.
He's on Busey time.
Yeah. And then
He doesn't understand that you're playing, tugboat in the bathtub.
Yeah. And we were texting back and forth, and he's busy, I'm busy. So finally, I think it was 2 days ago, I'm leaving the studio, going home. I think this was a Wednesday, and I'm meeting. Backstory a little bit. So I've been trying to find lighting for the inside of my pool enclosure, and apparently there's only a limited amount of companies that do it, and it's weird. Like I figured it's Florida.
It doesn't. It doesn't sound easy to have You want it in the beams, right?
Not necessarily, just any sort of something that attaches to the outside of the pool.
Why don't you guys just
enclosure.
wear headlamps?
Well, yeah, that's the ghetto way to do it. But
Yeah.
I got lights, and I dug the wire underneath the screen enclosure, and then you stick the lights, shine them up on the walls. Is that what you mean?
No. He wants lights in his cage shining down on the pool.
Or on
just buy some LED. What do you mean? That's easy.
Can you do it? Can you come and install
Go get
it?
his dad to do it.
Get your dad to
Let
do
me
it.
call my dad and come down to Tennessee.
I'm not an electrician. Anyway, I just figured there'd be tons of companies that do this type of thing, but apparently there's not. And so I
There
found.
has to be. I've seen these in other people's pools.
Apparently, there's only a couple in Florida,
OPP.
and there's only 2 that specialize in it, and then the rest. I've even asked electricians. They're like, "Man, I've never even heard of it."
I've never seen so
Did you
light
ask the
before.
BDM page? See if you want to come over and steal
Well,
your medicine.
He's
my
gotten in
wife's been
trouble
yelling at me
doing
about
that,
that.
Yeah,
So
smart.
Normally,
I'm not doing it anymore either.
we're
normally
gonna hide your pain pills.
everybody knows.
They'll
if
take
you
your
get-
pain pills.
If you get any work done from our members page, you hide your pain
You
pills.
hide your
Everybody
Xanax.
fucking knows that. That's a rookie mistake.
That was awful.
It's Bush League. That's Bush
I
League.
had to panic attack at the airport the next day.
What? Because you didn't have your pain
Said in my
pills?
Xanax, they were stolen.
Oh, he was Xanax. That's right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I thought about. I was like, we shouldn't have
Oh, really?
made this look bad.
Oh.
That's fine.
That doesn't make us look bad. We didn't steal the
It makes
Xanax.
all the
our
fans-
listeners-
Just the people that
makes all the
listen to us.
listeners- It's everyone- it's 90% of your
I mean,
audience.
if you were to ask me, we are the number one our listeners steal your Xanax podcast.
Although if I am at Seth's house, I am looking through his mess again to
Oh,
just see
yeah.
his drawers.
I mean, I have a giant cabinet
A
full
lot of
of all sorts
Xanax, a
shit.
lot of hemorrhoid creams.
Hemorrhoid creams.
Yeah.
So
A lot of that.
So anyway,
GHB.
I just found a random company, and this is
Protein
rare.
powder everywhere.
Daniel, you know how rare this is for me because usually I would be on the BDM page and grifting crazy.
I'm surprised you didn't. Did you
So,
or
I
did you
fill
type
up-
it and then delete it all because your wife yelled at you?
Yeah.
Be
of course.
honest.
So I went on some website and then I typed in the whole request a quote thing. So I did what everybody would do is a random website. And so I did that, and a guy called me, and he's like, and set up an appointment. It was for the Wednesday, right? So I'm driving.
Hold on a second. I'm getting the rest of these Xanax out of this. Hold on, I'll answer it. Let me call you right back. I got to steal this guy's Xanax. I'll call right back.
So I'm driving home, and then the guy texts me. He's like, I'm 9 minutes away, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, well, I'll be there. Maybe a couple minutes after you arrive. So while I'm
You
about 10
late
minutes
for an appointment.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm about 10 minutes away, and Busey calls me FaceTime, right? But I'm driving, but I know since we've been...
That's the new thing. Kids, you know what?
Is that a young thing?
We're old. We don't use the FaceTime.
Yeah.
You know,
I was like, FaceTime
to me is a novelty.
I'm like,
you
what
know,
are we calling our kids grandmas? That's the only reason I use FaceTime.
Yeah, but
now.
a lot of young people will FaceTime and just
Yeah.
doing something. Not that I think I'm old, but I just don't think that it was made for me. It's not designed for me to FaceTime.
I rarely ever do it, and like I said, when I do, it's for grandma's FaceTime with the kids.
I'm on a business trip. I want to see my daughter. And that's really all I would do it. And business trips, come on. Do we really go on business trips? No.
No. Yeah. So Busey FaceTimed me, and then I realized, like, I better answer it because we've been playing phone tag all week, and it may be about the foot cough. So I answer it, and it's Busey. And he's like, hey, and so he starts telling me, he's like, I really apologize. I'm not going to be able to make it to the actual foot golf tournament because I can't get a flight back in time. Because he mentioned a rapper's name that I knew, but I've heard of before.
Chamillionaire.
No, it was like a rapper or a famous social media person.
Lil Pump.
That's huge. I
Riff
can't
Raff.
remember. It's something in that vein, and I couldn't. He's like, I'm gonna be in New York. I can't get a flight back. I apologize, superstar. And I'm like, nah, it's all good. He's like, but I'm gonna throw in an ultimate pot sweetener to try to make up for it because I want to get the most money for Yellow Brick Road. You know, Busey's a nice
very
guy.
Nice of him to do that.
But he's like, I was like, no big
Should have
deal.
said thanks, but no thanks. Hang up.
No. So
God, you draw a hard line.
Wow,
man.
fuck him.
So
No,
then,
I like him a lot, actually.
So then he starts giving me
He's
a tour.
extremely nice
No,
guy,
he's so
man.
cool. Dude.
He's
so cool.
renovated the Sausage Castle, apparently. I mean, he starts giving me a tour of it. And now I'm driving, by the way, holding
Oh
the
my God.
FaceTime. There's cops next to me. I'm putting it down because it's illegal, I think.
Put it down.
And so, but I'm right near my house. So by the
That's
way,
where most car accidents happen.
Yeah, I
As-
was just going to say that.
as I'm FaceTiming Busey, he's walking through, giving me a tour of the new and improved Sausage Castle.
Sausage Palace.
Girls are flashing me on the gun.
Oh, they're showing their titties?
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
all
yeah.
the guns. There's
least
little
they-
people running.
At least
around.
they
I'm
know.
like, what the fuck
At
is
least they
happening?
know what to give you.
Fucking
Like
awesome.
the idea
Yeah,
of him, like, and then they know they're like, oh, Busey's on FaceTime. Flash your titties. You're like,
Yeah.
I like the idea that they let them eat cake, give them what they want.
There's sex dolls.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So
There's no regular chair at Busey's house. You know,
it's all
it's all like
throws,
hand
elaborate-
chair. You're
Right.
sitting on a real doll. You're sitting on a
Sex swing.
simian,
Yeah.
a sex swing.
Velvet.
Yeah.
So I pull up and I pull up to my driveway and I see that the guy that I
man.
set the appointment with, who happens to be an old man, I'll tell you. I didn't know that at first, but he's parked in in front of my house.
Oh, he's doing
waiting for
that
me.
move where if you've got something scheduled like cable or installation, the guy will sit out in his truck with his like clipboard doing his paperwork real quick before he comes in and does the.
Yeah.
That always makes me nervous when they're doing that.
So
Because I'm usually high when they're doing that.
I get up and my WRX is loud, so my kids, when they hear it, they immediately run outside to say, So I turn my WRX off because the exhaust is
you
loud.
push your car down the driveway.
And then I'm still on FaceTime with Busey, and Busey likes to talk, and then he's
Oh, yeah.
and so
he moves those teeth, man.
and so
He does.
I roll down the windows too because I don't like hot now, and so
You could have turned your air conditioning on.
I'm still on FaceTime with Busey, and I don't want to leave my car on.
Your air will
You don't.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
or
don't
it blows
have
out
to
hot.
It blows
engine
out
on.
hot. It's like
yeah.
Not
It's like,
mine.
come on.
Not mine.
You should have parked down
Why
the
is
street.
Your car's off, and your air blows out hot.
No, when
No?
my car does that weird thing where like if you're driving, it'll shut off at an intersection.
Oh, to save gas. or
Yeah,
whatever?
and then the
Okay,
air's
okay.
still ice cold.
The cheap cars do that.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
sitting there.
deserve that as much shit as I give you.
And so while I'm on FaceTime, by the way, I can't hear that well, so I'm loud. Like I got my phone on loud, and Busey's talking to me, and then he starts going into his pod sweeteners, right? So he's like, all right, and then he's like improv. He's like, oh, we could throw in, limited shooting machine guns. We'll say, and then okay, this is actually. He's like, I'll do a free bump box, which is super expensive.
It's a big
those are
mega, it's a big mega boom box
And then
that plays MP3s.
And then he's like, I got a case of Touch vodka. He's like, you shoot rifles, pistols, and my flamethrower, and we can blow shit up with tannerite. Then he starts getting. He's like, whatever. I'll throw in a free blowjob from Jenny Jizz. And then he's like,
Jenny Jizz.
Yes, I know.
That's who it is.
And then he's like, I'll let M-word Mac smoke a blunt with you. He starts like all this ridiculous
you
things.
Can't
right?
say the M-word anymore.
Oh,
That's what he calls himself. He
I
calls
know.
himself Midget Mac.
Listen, I know what he calls himself.
I thought I said N-word, but I was
M-word.
I was like, oh.
Well, you actually did more harm than if you just said midget.
Hey, I listen. Society told me,
Just
and
say
I
Lil
just
Mac.
go with it. So
Lil Mac would be good.
He calls himself that, and
Yeah.
expects other people to, then that's fine.
I'm just saying what he did not say M-word.
You
He
can
said
call me
midget.
Wop Seth from
You
now
know,
on. It's fine.
I do
I
not
will
want to
not
do
call you
that.
that.
Wop Seth is.
I will.
there it is.
And then so he's talking about Midget Mac, and then smoking the blunt, and then the free blowjobs from Jenny Jizz, and all the free pig that he's offering.
I mean,
Like,
Jenny Jizz has given so
you could
many
s-
blowjobs
you
that it
could see the
almost
list.
makes me feel like
I just want the little
don't
pig.
want the
Yeah.
blowjob.
And
No,
so
I think you can catch
I'd rather
anything
get the
from that.
blowjob from the pig, maybe.
so
Ooh,
They eat people.
a bit nibbly.
so he's telling me all this.
That's a bit peculiar.
and I'm like, all right, that's perfect. Just send me an email, and we'll put it up on the site and tell everybody. But and so he's like, all right. I hang up with him, and I get out of my car, and there's an old man standing with lights for like he's doing his sales
He's
pitch.
got his demonstration.
So he's got his briefcase.
Oh, he's got his briefcase
Nice.
with samples.
He's
in
got
it.
his briefcase. He's got his little light sample with a little cloth over it. He's like he's got his all his thing. He's standing there.
Bless
And
his heart.
Now the guy looks like a biker, kind of. So immediately,
Well, everybody in Florida, when they age, they
yeah, they
eventually
do.
like he's
become
long
a biker.
white hair,
Yeah, yeah,
looks
yeah.
a
I know
little
it's-
bit.
my dad did that. You're right.
We have the
Yeah.
highest concentration of
It's weird.
Santa Clauses in Florida because it's just the weather's good here. You just let your hair grow and you just let it go.
So I didn't notice that he was standing right outside my door. I mean, he was listening to everything on the thing.
you know Jenny Jizz.
And when I saw, I was like,
introduce me to Jenny Jizz and N-word Mac?
That's crazy.
and so when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there." And he's like, "No problem." And then I saw that he
It's
kind of looked
fine.
like a biker. And I was like, "Please be a biker, please be," because I know he heard all this ridiculous
please
shit.
Please be. No one's ever
And-
said that, by the way. No one's ever wished on a star and said, please be a biker. Please be a biker. Please make me a biker so I can motorcycle far, far away.
And I'm not shitting you. We go into my pool patio, and then he sets up his whole demonstration on top of my mini fridge and the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then his first words were this. He's like, "As a pastor, me and my wife
You should have said that. You should have just yelled.
Now, a
fuck.
lot of pastors, there are a lot. You see, that's what you got to watch out for. We are the Santa Claus, capital of the world, but we have a high concentration of bikers that are pastors.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That too.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of pastors that look like bikers.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like, the congregation finds it kind of cool that I'm a biker pastor.
Shoppers for Christ.
So,
Yeah, a lot of that.
I got it.
So I'm sure I'm not getting the discount because he wasn't into all the stuff he heard.
What, were you impressed with his spiel?
No, just totally. Well, no. I mean,
Did you? Did he ask you what you do or anything? Was he
No,
like,
no. I
What kind of work do you do?
Yeah. Well,
There are a lot of raccoons in your front yard.
I
We
didn't
don't
even
normally put lights in Castleberry because of the lack of electricity. So,
didn't even
You sure
try.
you want to spend money on these places and not just sell it?
I didn't even try.
it'll
to-
look better if you light it up less. We had a guy.
We sell darks.
We had a guy at my old house. Remember? Were you that you were there?
Right.
This guy's dead now. The radio guy that drove by my old
Oh,
bungalow,
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, he pulls up. His name was Marty. He was like a radio guy, but he like did a brokerage show. And I had this company like doing my roof, and he knew the roofer, so he stopped by, because he was a radio guy and I was a radio guy, so we wanted to he wanted to bond. Yeah. And the first thing he says when he pulls over to my bungalow, he's like, "Who died in this coffin?" It was. I told him to get the fuck off my property.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I said, "You get the fuck out of here, you dumb old man." I was mad as fuck.
Oh, I
Because it's
laughed.
all I
God,
could
this-
afford. It was like $285,000 house. It's a 900 square feet shithole.
He also called me Dinky the drunk.
Yeah, I
which
think
made
he
me
was a
laugh
dick.
and laugh.
He's a dickhead. I'm glad he's dead. He's dead. I'm glad. You're allowed to be glad people are dead.
That is
He
true.
was not nice to me.
That is true.
He was a mean person, so he's dead. So good.
Yeah, Warren's happy for death. Yeah.
So
Well, I'm not happy. I'm just like, I'm not unhappy.
So we have a bunch of other people, friends of the show, that are offering a bunch of things as their pot sweeteners as well. We got Chris Fisher is going to call in a little later and talk about his. But again,
You might not have to. He's up there. He's the second highest
like
bid right now. He's at 650 right now.
Yeah, he's like running away
I
with
thought
him.
we were doing it. We're not doing good.
You're at 401.
Stinko.
That's higher than a lot of people, right?
Stinko.
I will be doing that as we golf too.
So
Stink
That's
up.
true. He
yeah.
farted at every kick last year. It was bad.
She doesn't know that about
You
me.
love it. Oh, what? That you fart
No,
a
I
lot?
haven't farted in front of her yet. No,
What?
I haven't?
Shit.
Have I?
Surprise.
On accident? Have you heard me?
I think it was on accident.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I don't remember that at all.
No, already lying.
beehole.
Already
There's the
They
trust.
just fall out.
Yeah.
So a couple things. Now,
It's like the,
I want
Sizzling.
to talk to Tracy real quick because
hot, like 116-degree fart.
I'm interested to see Seth. Have you shown Tracy your favorite movies? Because
I thought you were going to say
Her
it's
eyebrows just went. Oh, this
I'm
poor
curious
woman.
if you put on Never Ending Story and be like,
That
this
was like
is
2
a
weeks
classic,
ago.
and then she will, because Never Ending Story is fucking
you're
garbage.
so-
I'm just saying. Tracy knows, and any millennial
She knows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She knows.
Has she
It's-
seen it?
nostalgically, everybody loves
Do you
it
know
because
what's
it's
better
a piece of the
than-
childhood.
Do you know what's
Yeah.
better than the Never-Ending
I just miss
Story?
my childhood.
Everything. Everything is better.
It's
than the
weird.
Never-Ending
It's
Story.
bizarre.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
stupid.
I hope you guys are happy because I told Noah to start listening to this. So
Oh,
I hope he
no.
listens to this and
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
wow.
Oh,
no.
he's instantly gonna fire up his crack pipe again.
really good.
I'll say, I got to cut that out.
He's not gonna listen. There's 10 billion podcasts. He's like,
Come back to me, Atreyu.
So Tracy did.
I love you, baby.
Has Seth made you watch some of his favorite childhood movies,
Look at
like
it.
Never Ending
Look at the
Story?
smile in his
Good,
face.
'cause I didn't think it was
So
that big
what's
of a
that
deal.
other one you like? The Hobbit or the wormhole?
Willow.
Willow.
The
Okay.
wormhole. The Hobbit
I don't know.
wormhole.
I don't even
Throw it
know.
in there.
Tom said the Hobbit wormhole.
So.
The Labyrinth?
I
What are you
showed
talking
her-
about?
Okay.
No.
Legend.
Legend. Lost Boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Those I've shown her.
Tracy, have Seth put that any of those movies on for you and explained all the cultural significance of them from the 80s or 90s?
I mean, he's made me watch them, but I fell
Made
asleep
me.
during some of them.
Yeah,
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you
Which
do.
you should have because they're boring hunks of shit.
That it actually makes us like you more. If you had said, yes, I watch them and I love them just as much as he did, we'd be like, wow.
Yeah, that's
Now
a
that you're
lie.
saying this, we're like, she's normal. She's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm just curious because Seth, he's
a kid at heart.
He's a kid at heart, but he also doesn't really keep up with current pop culture.
Yes, I do.
I don't know. I mean, we asked you about.
Yeah.
We did a pop culture quiz, and you didn't know any of it.
Yeah, you didn't know any of it.
All the hashtags and what the kids are listening to
Yeah, I
nowadays.
know.
Because that's like
You thought
dumb
YOLO
shit.
was a flavored Jolly Rancher.
Oh, no, I knew YOLO. I didn't know like yeet or whatever.
Do you? I mean, Tracy, are you like kind of? Some people have an old soul where they kind of relate to older people, and
I feel
would
like that's
rather-
a nice thing to say, right?
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
say like, "Oh, she's an old soul,"
Yeah. And then
when you say things like that, though, like you're just diminishing something that would normally be an insult, right?
Well,
It's like calling a fat person fluffy, right?
It's just
Like you're like you're an old soul, which really means you have no grasp of what's currently going on.
No,
right now.
I think that means you're mature.
Yeah, it means
Does
you're
it?
mature. Yeah, that's
Ah.
what
mature for your
I think
age.
there's a
but
little
yeah,
more
yeah.
of an insult sprinkled on there.
But do you find that when you hang out with Seth, he's maybe doesn't know so much about what's going on the internet, and then what
I'm
current
not like ancient.
young people
Yeah.
like,
He
anything
thought
like that.
Travis Scott was a SunTrust bank teller.
Have you had any problems like that?
I mean, I don't really keep up with the times either.
Okay, sounds like
wow,
that.
perfect. This is a match made in heaven.
And
See? Tracy.
So
She's an old soul.
now,
Don't say it like a grandpa.
I said it like an old woman.
man,
I
he
said
is a
it
grandpa.
like an old woman.
she's an old
She's an old soul.
Tracy, I was also going to ask you because I want to make this about goofing on Seth because that Seth's been a part of the
that's fun.
show for a long time
has.
and he's a good sport, but he did say that you were willing to talk on the show, and I was interested if we did write down kind of some relationship questions and some questions about yourself that you could answer during the break, and then I was going to quiz Seth.
You
to
couldn't see his boner when you walked in.
Oh my
I
god.
did.
On radio boner. I mean,
I did go straight
huge.
90s.
Yeah.
Last night,
He had to tuck it between his legs.
So all the microphones were just straight up.
Oh yeah. He's so happy.
You know when the Grinch realized the joy of Christmas, his heart grew.
100 times, 10 times bigger?
I realized the joy of radio, and I grew 10 times fatter. My sleeves blew off. 90s Grinch last night. As soon as you told me that she was coming in today,
Grinch in the morning.
all we could think about is, all right, 90s, here we come. So, would you be willing
Grinch and Cindy Lou Who in the morning. I guess I'm Cindy Lou.
during our break, answering a couple questions and then us quizzing Seth to see how much he knows about you. They're easy
It's
questions.
very, very simple, cosmopolitan compatibility style.
It's not the old dating game
down.
thing.
Oh, okay, all right, great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a dating
Are you
game.
gonna ask me if I'm down?
No, it's not about her knowing
we're
you.
uninterested in you now.
Yeah.
We've moved on.
Okay.
It's more about what do you know.
Bring
because
Atreyu in.
If I know, here's the thing. If I know Seth, he every single time he shows me something, it's either about his car or what he's done to his house, or
his turtles,
or how he looks with a shirt off.
Yeah.
It's very little or anything else. That's all it is.
Your whole
When do I
life.
show you that?
Your whole life.
Every time you come in here,
I show you. Look at my
including 1 hour ago, where you showed what you're doing to your car.
He
his
asked
life.
about my car. I don't show anything unless they
Here's
ask.
his life. Ready? Karate.
Yeah.
Turtles. Shirt off.
Yeah. Extreme diet shaming.
Extreme diet shaming. Get
you're
some
not
motivation, you narps.
Yeah. If you're not eating this flaxseed, you're a piece of shit. I see the posts. And yeah.
I
did like your New Year's. It was like 2020. Have some discipline. It was like this is the way I read it. This is the way I read it.
I was being.
I'm not saying you said this, but it was
I
like
like
2020.
it.
Have some
I was
discipline,
like,
you pieces of shit. I was like, God damn. I was like, that's not inspirational at all. That's like really aggressive.
Look at the paint job with my Hellcat.
Look at these turtles I stole from various sinkholes from pieces of shit.
I mean, it's just the evidence is in your Facebook. Anybody can check it out or your Instagram. So, Tracy, you would be willing to answer some questions during the break, and then we'll come back.
She said yes.
And then we'll quiz Seth
I'm
to see
I'm
how
really
much.
glad Sam's here too. There's an advocate here.
Because what I'm interested
necessary.
interested in, Tracy, is how much Seth knows about you. I just assume that he spends a lot of time, just from knowing Seth, talking about his Hellcat and the working out,
And
the
if
flaxseed,
talks about himself,
and himself, and how good he is,
Flaxseed,
and
Hellcat, abs, turtles.
how many baseball bats he can kick. How he's just kicking
Please,
crazy.
am I a very good listener? Honestly.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, she's intimidated by
Is
you.
he listening or
Tell him.
or
She knows what's gonna happen
If
after
you
this
need-
if she says
See,
something.
that's what I'm saying. She's weird.
If you need help, just tap the mic.
Yeah, is he listening
tap it.
or is he staring at you thinking about his Hellcat? There's two different ways.
Don't know.
I know. I do it to my wife.
It's Hellcats, by the way.
Oh yeah, he has multiple Hellcats now.
So we're gonna take a
Oh,
break.
does she drive behind you in your old Hellcat?
She drove behind me. Well, I had to pick up my bicycle, and she drove behind me yesterday in the old Hellcat as a bicycle.
No, I
You have two Hellcats.
he's in the new Hellcat wide body, and she's in the old Hellcat. His and her Hellcat. That's pretty awesome, actually. That's pretty dope.
So we're going to take a break
Okay.
real quick, and then during the break, I'm going to hand these this short questionnaire.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
To Tracy. She'll fill it out. Then when we come back from break, I'll ask Seth how many things. Okay,
You're
so
gonna
And we'll laugh and laugh.
you're gonna text me everything that's
No.
So how many questions were
We
there?
got 11 questions.
Okay, 11 questions.
Oh my God.
What do you think?
Jeez Louise.
How many over and under? Now some of them are easy. Like the first 5. 5 are really easy. That anybody that just
I'll
is
start.
friends with someone should know.
I'll start.
Except for me. I know nothing about any of you guys.
I think he's going to do quite well.
Okay.
I think he's going to
I
do
think
quite
he's
well.
going to go 50-50.
All right.
Okay, yeah. I mean, well, we
Well,
had
there'd be a
11 questions.
tiebreaker if it's 11.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So, what about you, Travis? You think Seth's gonna know? What do you think? 4 or 5 of this?
Thanks,
4 or 5,
4
yeah.
or 5 and 11. That's what I'm thinking too. All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yes.
And after the break, we'll do this relationship quiz for Seth, and then we're gonna do a segment, brand new segment for 2020, called Scumbag of the Week, where I read some headlines.
Yep.
That I handpicked from all these different internet sources. A lot of them are about Florida men because, of course,
Yes.
that Florida man,
Indeed.
headline is everywhere. So I picked some headlines, and we'll decide which is the worst act, and that person will win Scumbag of the Week. So
There you go.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, this is a band called Devin K and the Solutions. They have a brand new album out. This song, Shallow Pop Songs, that's a $signs cover. Enjoy this, and we'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. If you'd like to call 1-844-TOMNDAN or show@tomanddan.com if you'd like to drop an email. That is the Ramones, not the Ramones, the
Hilarious.
Ramones. Yeah, they're great, man. They are a bunch of punk rock moms that formed a band, kind of like Dad Brains that I've played before.
Yeah.
These ladies, all moms, and they formed their own little punk rock band that is now signed to a major label, and they do covers of Ramone tunes as the Ramones, and they are on tour right now with Dad Brains. Anything is possible, folks.
That's pretty cool.
It is very cool, and they actually do a really nice job of representing. Like the next song, we're gonna play one a little bit later, but they did a cover, but they changed the lyrics. It's called "The PTA Took My Mommy Away."
That's hilarious.
Isn't that great? It's so good, man. It's just so good. It's so corny, but it's so good.
Well, now more than ever, I feel like you can capitalize off something that used to be viewed as like corny and like, oh, that's stupid. But because of the internet, it exposes it to so many people. You get so much publicity. So,
Which
like,
is fun. Like it's just fun. And they do, it'd be different if they did a poor job of like the music, but they actually do a damn fine job of the music. So well done, ladies.
I can't even remember how people used to be able to promote themselves like pre-internet. Like, how the hell did you get the word out?
Flyers.
Flyers, zines.
Walking.
Or
Yeah.
Walking around town.
you need like some local or national
Will
media
you hang this
attention.
flyer up in your gym?
Yeah.
Find
Yeah.
sir that owns the jungle. A
I
lot
do
of
that.
that.
Sometimes I take my flyers. I used to go to the UCF games and stand up on like a like where you park the cars and see people walking to the game and just fucking throw
Oh,
hundreds
so you're
of,
littering.
I'm littering, yeah. Just tossing it on people's heads and people are like, ah.
Now, what you guys didn't see during the break is Seth's girlfriend broke down and screamed running out of the studio.
Yeah.
And
her.
you might
We got
be
her a
wondering,
lift.
if you're
She's on her
watching
way
on
out.
Twitch right now, she's no longer here. We did get her a lift, and she's on her she's on her way back to the orphanage because Seth and Tom scared her with Tom's the jigsaw, the fat radio jigsaw, and manipulative mind games he threw at her. And,
Where's my hockey jersey?
Yeah.
So
my wife saved my Monsters hockey jersey.
oh, really? She
And I
knew.
told her, I
She
said-
knew not
I-
to throw
I
it out.
said, I'll-
oh, my wife saved the bear suit.
I told my wife, I said, I'll burn that motherfucker, and my wife saved it because she knows that one day we'll both be back doing that.
oh, yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
It'll be our last, push to try to like.
With my
regain-
luck, she'll bury me in it while her and her new husband stand over my casket.
Oh.
There I am laying in my Monsters hockey jersey being buried.
We'll play Weird Al My Corona as they're lowering your casket. This was his favorite song.
I like it's all lies and all things that I hate. Like.
Then I'll throw a rose and scream Baba Booey. It's like he loved that.
That happened on Live PD the other night.
Oh, someone's still screaming?
No, the host of Live PD was like trying to riff because
Legs
they're
or
doing it
Sticks or
live.
whatever his name is.
No, Sticks is just one of the main guys. But actually, this is on Live Rescue, the paramedic counterpart to that show. And the main host is like, he's kind of douchey. And he was talking about something with the guys. And he's like, well, that guy, that's a regular Bubba Booey. He said that. And the whole room just like froze because nobody understood because it's an old
No one got the
fucking
reference.
Yeah.
Nobody got it. The whole call center, everybody was like,
90s.
Now it's
yeah, nobody understands what the fuck that is now.
It's hit him with the high.
It's
now.
not
That's
still
it.
on the radio. It's on Sirius, but to
He's not
Sirius
even-
XM might as well be a phonograph to kids.
Yeah.
Also,
That shit is old as fuck.
Does he don't even work for Howard Stern anymore, right?
I think Gary Delabate does.
Does he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
Baba
does.
Booey. Yeah, but he's changed.
I listen to
Does
them every day, guys. Not
Yeah.
you guys, but him. I listen to him. I know exactly what's going on with all them. But
What's going on?
well, they're Peloton crazy. I know that.
Oh, he's on Peloton all the time now. He has
Howard's
one. He
on-
has one specific trainer.
He still
that
got the
uses
whack
all
pack
time.
and the
Of
whole
course-
thing?
Yeah, of course he did. He just had Holly Weird Squares. We had all the whack pack on doing Holly
Oh,
Weird
still
Squares.
have-
God.
Well, speaking
doing
of
it.
Holly Weird Squares,
Yeah.
You want to knock out this shot real quick?
Yeah,
okay,
Get
yeah,
this
let's
party
do that.
started.
Hold on, Butler.
First
Let me
Friday
turn.
free show back.
Let me get Butler some. I want to make
How
sure.
hard of a questions did you give her?
Samantha did say keep the list shorter.
I
right,
told him
man.
only do 5.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
back.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah, Butler,
Butler,
relax.
what the fuck?
Use your pedophile glasses.
Oh, she's back.
All right.
All right, cheers to high bids, team no kids, and big old tits. Happy 2020,
Jesus.
motherfuckers.
Happy birthday.
He got nervous after saying tits next to her.
Here's the kids with SIDS, big old tits. Happy birthday, motherfucker. Fuck yeah, Nazis forever. Like, why
Oh
would
my
you do
God.
that? Why would you do that?
All right.
Yeah. It's,
All right.
Sorry, I potted your mic down.
they do real stuff. I do fake stuff.
So
There we go.
All right. So Tracy has
What was that?
finished the question.
What did I-
Chorus.
That was Jim Beam Prohibition.
Pooh.
All right. So
Wow.
Seth,
That's an aggressive shot.
I'm just interested in how many of these do you think you'll get right?
I don't know what kind of question.
You said you're a good listener. I mean, some of these
I
are
am,
very
but we
easy about Tracy.
some
We just started dating only.
Yeah. What do we got? All right, there we go. Question number 1, Seth.
It's like space music.
Where was Tracy born, and what is her birthday?
She was born in Haines City.
All right, correct.
Her birthday is August 28th. Do I have to say the year?
No, you don't have to. She doesn't want her
Did you
age
know
out
that-
there.
Yeah, you
no,
don't
no,
have to
no,
sell her out like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
man.
My senior year of high school, 1997. Actually, my senior year was 98, but it was close.
Yeah, keep pushing it back. It'll be all right.
Well,
Actually,
yeah, two
I
senior
skipped
years.
a couple grades, so no.
All
Last
right.
one, mark that shit.
So 1 for 1 so far.
All right.
Nice job.
I mean,
Well
that was as softball as it
Oh,
gets.
it was?
Yeah.
I thought-
That's
That was the easiest question.
I like
Of
how,
course,
I like how
where-
Seth like actually
If
wiped
you did-
sweat off his brow.
He's like, I got this.
It's like he just got done with the hardest kata he had to learn or something. You know?
My heart rate's
Yeah.
about 110 right now.
It's like training so hard and softly punching Kimbo Slice in the chin and then knocking him out.
Yeah.
By the way,
But I am proud of you.
Shot.
I am proud of you because you're not skunked. No matter what, you're not skunked. You got one.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy, do you know who Kimbo Slice is?
I told you. I freaking told you to ask that question.
I figured he'd talk about it every night. It's
He's
like
embarrassed
Al
about
Bundy in the
blackface.
3 touchdowns.
I didn't know who he was before I met Seth.
No,
okay, of course.
How would you?
Oh, yeah, why would you?
I don't tell her these things. We have people you work with that even.
Yeah.
Thank
They're really
you.
obsessed with him at work.
Oh, yeah.
May I ask what type of, not where, but what type of job you do?
Like industry.
What do you mean?
Like what type of industry you're working in or field or?
Hospitality.
Okay, very good. All right.
Question number 2.
She's a stripper.
What is
I'm
Tracy's?
joking. Totally joking. Totally joking.
Why would you say that?
What is it?
Why would you
I
say
was afraid
that?
of us ruining it. You're gonna
Yeah,
ruin
you're
it for
gonna
yourself.
He'll do it on his own.
I know I should shut up.
I said to her, be
Who would have
respectful.
thought that she would stop dating Seth and start dating the show?
Yeah. Sure.
Question number 2. What is Tracy's favorite movie?
Ooh, favorite movie.
You've made her watch all your favorite
yeah,
movies.
that's
What's
true.
hers?
You selfish bastard.
I know she likes Harry Potter a lot.
It's Harry Potter.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
I'd also like to point out that Tom's 4 and 5-year-old sons love Harry Potter.
I like Harry Potter as well, but I got into it just because.
You really like more Neverending Story or Harry Potter?
I got into it out of necessity.
Compared to Neverending Story, Harry Potter's fucking awesome.
Of course, because it has so much better graphics.
Like, what is this stupid white dog dragon? Stupid.
It's Falco, you piece of shit.
I don't like that dog's nose. It's got a weird nose.
Warty. It's all
It's got
warts.
it's got a pug nose.
Question number 3. What is Tracy's favorite band or artist?
Oh,
Don't make a face.
well, because I'm
What she'd like to
disappointed with
listen
it.
to. I know, and your Hellcat, you rock the classic rock,
Yeah.
AC/DC.
I'm gonna put some poison on, bro, and blow your tits off. Like, don't say that.
I mean, if I have to say anybody, she's never really mentioned that. She's like not really. Taylor Swift.
It's Taylor Swift.
Yeah!
3 for 3.
He's killing
He's just
it.
guessing what every
No,
young
I'm not,
female would answer.
I know she listens to that type of like
Taylor
stuff.
Swift, that's a good choice.
And no offense, it's just kind of lame music, and I'm sorry.
Question number 4.
Yeah, he always sings Lover every time it comes on.
I do like Lover because it came out when I met you, and it was very.
Oh.
It makes me think of you.
You'll always be my Falcor.
Now, question number 4. I was concerned about writing because I didn't even know if.
Well, you don't know how to write, so of course you're writing. It's
I
like,
didn't know.
It's asking me to fly a plane.
There, and there.
When Tracy's at the bar, what is her favorite drink? I stopped and I was like, is she 21?
I literally asked him that before we took the shot. I'm like, is she old enough to drink?
What is Tracy's favorite drink?
She gets anything. She likes sweet alcoholic drinks. What would be her favorite? Something with pineapple, either tequila pineapple or vodka pineapple. Something vodka pineapple, maybe.
I'm sorry, Seth. That is wrong. Her favorite drink's an Angry Orchard.
She does drink that with me.
Cider, which is Bubble Up as Wilson's
That's mine too.
Yeah.
drinking and driving drink.
I knew she
when he
liked sweet
crashes
stuff.
into
Well,
fire.
Seth also-
You should have been like that. You should have said, "What's your favorite beer and what's your favorite liquor?" Beer, I would have said Angry Orchard because she hates beer. She doesn't drink beer at all.
Seth
And she
also
drinks Angry
refers
Orchard
to
with
his hemorrhoids and his butt crack as the Angry Orchard.
Don't go in there.
By the way,
the
listen,
trees
you'll
are
never come
spooky.
back.
His hemorrhoids look like spooky trees.
Number 5. What is Tracy's mom's first name?
Ooh.
I haven't told him.
No, okay.
I know.
I
I know her sisters, Kelly Tajima.
All right, sisters count.
Well,
I'll
that's
give
true.
him credit for
Yeah,
sisters. It shows
I'm not
that he
giving
knows.
credit for that. The question
not
was
bad.
mom.
What's your mom?
Well, she doesn't have to say it on air.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 6.
She's a sweet lady. I know that.
Wait, have you met her?
Yeah, I met her.
And you don't know her name?
No, I just
You're
said,
an
I
asshole.
said, "Hey, lady."
You did that?
I said, "Konnichiwa." She's Japanese. So.
Oh, very cool.
So
You met her and you didn't learn her name?
It was a fast meet.
You're dating her daughter.
When you are high-fiving her through the tunnel going
I
to play
meant
basketball? I think fast. What kind of... Really, hey, what's
There was a
up?
lot of input all at once. There's a lot of people. I met her whole everybody. It was a lot.
So
And
And I was showing her stepdad my Hellcat.
Oh, okay. What's her
There it is.
stepdad's name?
look at my Hellcat, bro. You're my age.
I don't have time for Japanese.
Next
Absolutely
question.
don't have time for Japanese women when I've got a bro to show my Hellcat.
Next question. What do you like most about Seth? What do you think Tracy said?
shit.
And when I asked her,
Big old dick. I'm sorry.
What did you
I'll
name
leave.
before?
I'll leave.
My Hellcat, my karate.
it's not what you like most. It's what does your girlfriend Tracy like most about you?
Let's see if I go. Maybe that I say sweet things to her. Like I'm very nice to her. I say sweet things to her all the time.
Didn't put that.
No. Shit.
I'm sorry, you're wrong. Tracy put his kid spirit, which I'm pretty sure is
She does say
close
that.
to calling you an R word. I'm joking.
Okay, I get that. She does say I have.
His kid brain and the way he acts. I'll just read
Every
into that
day
one.
is like living the movie big.
It's like he used on the love meter and the gypsy turned him into
Every
an
morning
adult.
we jump on the bed before breakfast.
It's got a trampoline in his loft.
His ginormous piano.
So
Wait, have you seen Big?
no.
God
No, but you know what?
I'll show her Big. Big's
I
a good
will say
movie.
it holds up.
Oh,
it does.
Big does.
A lot of the references and stuff don't.
It's a
but
little
it,
pedophilia.
it is.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's a fucked up movie. You've
She
said
has sex with the guy
I didn't
that's a
know this.
kid.
I didn't know this until you told me that. You're like, yo, bro. You were like deep analyzing Big one.
Kid in a man's body,
Definitely
and she
creepy.
bangs him.
I never
Not
thought
until
of
he
that.
gets older, right?
Well,
No.
as a man, but he's a kid.
But he's
brain.
acting like a child.
But it's a
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
It'd be like
But there's so many adults like that.
there's a
You.
special needs.
there's a sinister aspect where you could take the movie Big, right?
Yeah.
And you could make it where a mad scientist takes a child's brain and puts it inside a man's body.
Yeah.
And then the kid is so confused and terrified, and you make him have sex with. You know what I mean?
It's horrible.
Like
It
it
just
could
goes
be.
to show you that love is blind.
Oh, there it is.
Small kid brain. Next question. Briefly describe the perfect date.
Oh, by the way, I want to point out that the chat room is saying that Tracy is an amazing sport.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They
She is.
already love you. They
Thank
think
you,
you're
Tracy.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Thank you
Okay,
again
Yeah,
for even
by the way,
putting up
this-
with this hijinks bullshit.
Yeah, this is all about 90s and Seth.
Yeah, everybody's all on board. So,
Yes.
I mean, regardless of what happens in this game, Seth, you're doing very, very well. But people seem to
I'm
like.
close.
He's only
on
got
some-
3.
Well, I'm very close on a lot.
My
of
vote will be for Tracy to start doing news, but we'll vote at the end.
them.
So,
You better ask for a raise on
a perfect date. How would you describe a perfect date with Tracy?
How would she describe a perfect
Right.
date?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
What
yeah.
would she answer?
Why'd you say fuck?
Because he's a horrible. Because he's a horrible.
No, you're not.
No,
You're
he-
romantic.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Oh, you guys are always fighting. Yeah.
So what would
He owes
Tracy
you
I'm
money.
trying to think of it. What we do a lot. Honestly, we don't go out to eat a lot. We usually stay in and cook each other dinner. Like lately, a lot.
Dinner
which
is the first part of
dinner's
it.
nice,
All
yeah.
right. all
The
right.
other is
So
dress
what do
up
we-
like Falcor and eat my butt.
What a coincidence! Because normally I would say go in and Netflix and chill, which is we go late on. And
Only the pure of heart can do it. Or get shot with a laser.
Oh, we got a horse in the mud.
I don't
So
situation.
now after dinner, what would she like to do? Maybe go to a particular location that she put here.
I like how you're
leading the
leading the
witness,
witness,
a
yeah.
little bit. I'm just trying to help Seth out. I feel
Location.
We've
bad.
never been to one of these places before.
Oh, but you always want to. He's
Well, why didn't you say? You gotta tell me if.
Oh, now you're breaking them apart now. Why did you say something, bro? I like to drive around circles in my Hellcat.
we go downtown. We roll the windows down. We cruise.
I
We
put
the
the-
boulevard.
We're gonna blast some fucking Motley Crue.
Vanilla Ice. That's the cool thing to do.
I
So-
actually did,
Beachfront Avenue.
I actually did pump LL Cool J the other day.
Wait a minute.
Shit. You stumped. Where would we want to
Take her to a Chick-fil-A, bro. That's all she wants.
I do have gift certificates at Chick-fil-A.
That's all she wants.
All
here.
right.
We're supposed to go to Carrabba's last night. We didn't go there.
So-
Carrabba's is good.
I like
She
Carrabba's.
described the perfect date as being dinner, which
Oh.
you
Which
got,
is we
but
like
then
dinner together.
maybe an art museum.
She
when
loves art.
Yeah.
She draws amazing art. She's an artist. She
Okay.
draws-
While trying to
I'm glad
find,
you couldn't think of
and
it.
I'm gonna make.
Well, I didn't think that we'd go to art museum at night. That's it's closed.
I'm gonna make
No,
this.
there are art exhibits at
See,
night.
I'm a logical. No bullshit. I'm a logical thinker.
Most art exhibits I go to that are my friends are like in the Mills 50 area
It's like
or all at night.
You can do the wine and paint
I'm
thing
thinking of a
class
museum.
together.
I'm thinking of a museum that's like a 9 to 6.
But we don't have a
opening.
museum of natural history.
Pop-Pop's got to be in bed early.
And
This is an unfair question.
No, you know what's funny is that like I was searching for your birth date because I didn't want to give you a shot when you and your art is amazing. You're a really good artist.
Yeah.
Like she's
She gave me one of my favorite drawings that she did for my birthday.
she should
Yeah,
draw
she
some
framed
more
it.
tattoos for you.
Yeah. No.
Oh, her art's phenomenal,
No, it
and
is.
it's in a
It's really good.
style that I know you would appreciate.
Yeah, no, I like
she's
it.
really
I like
good.
Question
really,
number
really
8.
talented.
What is Tracy's favorite animal?
A dog for sure.
She put tiger. She likes
She has a
Big
giant.
cat.
She has a giant tiger on her
Haven't you
back.
seen?
Oh my god!
But she loves dogs. She has.
Yeah.
She has a dog. She has
Yeah,
lots
but
of
she
cats
has a
too.
giant tiger on her back.
Well,
I
she
didn't
can't
know
own
that.
a tiger.
I thought what you could have, but exactly. Like,
Does she love dogs or do you love
Right.
dogs?
no, she loves dogs more than I love, and I love dogs. You know
She
how much
has
I
a
love
tiger
dogs.
She has lots of
tattoo?
She has a giant tiger tattoo.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay.
See, I didn't know that, but what I do know is that I do know that you have drawn tigers. Even from going on her Instagram, I've seen a tiger that I'm assuming you drew.
Okay, I know why she got that tiger too, because she wanted to represent her Japanese heritage and for her mom.
That's awesome.
She got that on her back.
That's dope.
So the correct answer would have been tiger for you.
No, but the dog.
So far,
I know she
not
likes
doing
it.
great.
Right.
No,
So-
but
Let's be honest. I mean, the dogs are the tigers of the dog world.
When asked, I asked Tracy,
this is ridiculous.
who is your celebrity crush / hall pass? Which I'm virtually certain hall pass is a old man term. that
Oh,
no
man.
one
You
uses.
don't even use it. Everything's digital now.
Yeah, no one even
I
knows.
didn't know what that meant.
It's your
When I
it's your
wrote it down,
freebie.
I was like, "This is a movie from 2008."
I should have just left it a crush.
No way she knows this.
It would be just
Who will be your rotary phone?
just because we just talked about it recently. Henry Cavill.
All right.
All
I have
right.
no idea who that
Yeah,
is.
The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher.
Yeah, he's a
Also
cool.
cool.
Because I don't know, because we never talked about
All
it.
right.
That's him.
Sam and I were
Remember
just
that? That's who Seth wants the shoulder mount.
No, Sam and I were just talking about this.
Yes,
We were
we
talking about how he's
would
a
wa-
very attractive
Oh,
man,
yeah,
and
he
we
is.
were talking about how you need to get the white wolf wig.
I
and
didn't say that. He said
I did,
that.
and I think you need to do the prosthetic scars all over your body
And go as him.
and go as the
Think so?
Witcher. Yeah.
Well, now
with
that
that?
she, wait, no, that was your guess. What was her answer?
Her answer was Seth Petrozelli.
Oh.
Very nice. That romantic.
Well, that doesn't
It's
count,
only
though.
because
he got
I
that
couldn't
wrong.
remember Henry Cavill's name.
I tried Googling it,
What kind of
but-
backhanded
My
shit is
service
that?
That's love, man.
Yeah,
Well, no, that doesn't
Creature
count, though,
hunter.
because it was supposed to be a hall pass to someone that's not the person you're dating or
Shut up,
married
Sam.
to.
Let me have this.
That's the
but that-
technicality.
I don't know about you, Sam, but what I heard was she just wants to close her eyes and pretend that Seth is that
It's
man.
Henry
Yeah,
Cavill.
Henry
Yeah.
Cavill.
Look, hey, I'm down for it. I'll watch and jerk off.
All right.
Why would you say that?
Jesus Christ, man. You're,
Question-
you're holding her hand at the time you say those things. I don't even
I'd
fucking
watch
do
it
that.
too,
I
to
say
be
the worst
honest.
shit on here.
I'm too much.
Question number 10.
Tom's like, I need to
I
bail.
asked Tracy, what?
Hey, I got that right, by the way, because she wanted to say that.
I'll give you that one.
All
I'll
right,
give you that one.
half point.
I think you got to give it.
No, you give it to me.
Next up, question 10. I asked Tracy, what is your favorite smoothie place?
God damn it.
What do you think Tracy's favorite
Wait.
smoothie place is?
Well, I hope you do remember.
No, don't lead the witness.
You know what? You're better at this than I. You know, I'm giving you a fist bump.
I'm telling you.
You pulled him into your web.
growing more
You pulled him into your web, man. You-
blew my sleeves off.
I'm hoping she'd say Smoothie King, but I don't know if she'd remember that I owned a Smoothie King or not. So, because the Smoothie King's really there's only 2 locations. So,
Yeah.
did she
The
say
dying
Planet?
breed.
Did she say
Dying
Planet
breed.
Smoothie or did
No,
she
I
say?
don't like Planet Smoothie.
Oh,
Or
She does.
there's
So the
Tropical
answer
Smoothie
is-
Cafe.
oh, the tropical
Yeah,
smoothie.
I'm gonna. You got this wrong. She wrote tropical smoothie.
Yeah.
Did really?
I like the Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
What you should have said for that one is my fucking smoothies. Honestly.
Last
How good am I
question.
talking?
Wow.
No, you need to relax, bro.
Aggressive.
You
You
teach
need to
her a
take it
lesson.
down a notch.
Sorry.
Now I kind of I saw that.
Tropical smoothie sucks. It's the worst.
Oh, pissed off. You know what?
This
You're
is my
way better
favorite
at-
day ever.
Tom, you know what's funny about Tom is that there's nothing Tom hates more than 90s radio DJ bullshit.
Right.
But there's nothing
Unless
he's,
I'm doing
but
it.
there's nothing he's better at.
I hate all bosses unless I'm the boss. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Last question. And we know that she actually watched this movie from the beginning. I kind of I probed to see if I was going to like rip this. I put it on a separate sheet. I asked Tracy, who is your favorite character from the movie The Neverending Story?
And her answer was the man who engineered the credits. Whoever animated those.
She fell asleep for this one.
Of course she did.
It was only the last little bit
Right
where the
around-
childlike empress was
The
right
nerd in the
When they-
bookstore.
when the- yeah.
Right around the opening scene.
When the kid goes to the weird troll people, and then he's has the bucket thing, and then it's like, what the hell is going on? Stupid. Anyway, what do you think she put, Seth?
I'm thinking she'd only know Atreyu, to be honest, but I hope I say Gamork a lot because I like Gamork.
Gamork.
Gamork. I say Gamork a lot because it's a dog and it's a cool
Who
looking
the
dog.
fuck is
I'm
Gamork?
gonna say Atreyu. I'm gonna go for it.
I'm sorry, Seth. That is wrong. She wrote the white dog thing.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
See, I didn't think she'd know the name of that, so so I figured she just pick a traitor because she knows I've been talking to
I would have given you credit if she put Falcor.
The white dog.
I love that she put
did
that.
say she was cute.
I like how she bullies you.
So how many
I feel like
correct-
that she bullies him.
Yeah, I know.
But a lot of those are. I could about 50%.
She's
right.
way better than you.
I think you're under 50%. Samantha, what do you? What do you get there?
I only got 4 points over here.
Yeah, 4 out of 11. That's rough.
The dog thing and the tiger thing is her favorite's a dog.
You don't tell her what her favorite animal is. Oh my God. Well, if anything, maybe at least you got to know her a little better, so you can do better.
All right, next
Right?
up,
Yes, I'll do.
Or you're just gonna be an ass
I
still.
will do better. No, I'll do better. I will learn.
we're gonna do our brand new 2020 segment. Scumbag! Oh, you want to give me some reverb?
Do it again, boss.
Here we go.
Ready?
It's like riding a woman to comedy, by the way.
Steady.
Fast. Here we go. Scumbag of the week. All right, that's it.
Okay.
All right. So play some music behind me. So
Let me see what I got here.
I'll have Tracy participate in this. I'm gonna read headlines from just horrible people.
Well, I hope they're not my news stuff because I did a couple.
No.
Florida
I think these are obscure headlines that I found. A lot of them were like Florida man
Florida
did
man
this.
stuff.
If you search
I
that,
have a Florida man one, but anyway.
yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, they're not the same.
If
I
it's
would
just
love
one
them to be
story,
the
it's
same.
fine.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the headline, and then we'll all go around and talk about how horrible this person is. And this is
right up my alley. I like it.
First headline, number 1. Florida man gets caught masturbating in the stockroom at local Smoothie King. Investigators still trying to find the perpetrator.
Okay.
God damn, that's real
That's,
bad.
Unsanitary.
It's
you know?
real bad.
Vulgar.
Who knows what's in your
Story
smoothie?
number 2.
Those are fucking pieces of
Florida
shit.
man defecates all over himself on an airplane bathroom, cleans himself off with in-flight magazine.
What a goddamn animal.
Fucking do
That
that.
is bad.
Who would do that?
That is
It's
bad.
such a
Again,
closed
scumbag
space.
of the week.
Wow.
Tracy,
All the
have
doo-doo
you ever
parts.
heard of that before?
Yeah.
That's
They
animal.
can't track that guy down?
Disgusting person.
I don't know. He's probably banned from all flights.
Wow. How is this person still traveling?
This one's real bad. Number 3, Florida man beats up African American man and openly mocks him by dressing in blackface on Halloween party. That is bad.
Oh, man.
That's
That's
just
wrong.
bad.
That's got to ruin that guy's life. Right?
Yeah, apparently not.
How do you eat your Cheerios?
Next headline.
Poor
This
ass.
is again scumbag of the week. Florida man bullies his own uncle by defecating in his Gatorade bottle every afternoon at construction job sites.
Oh my God.
How do you even do that?
How do you? Yeah.
Tracy,
that is
how do you
impossible.
poop in a
Gatorade
Physically
bottle?
impossible.
Steady
Like
hand.
a big one or a little one?
Uh,
Are we talking about like the
Wide
big
mouth.
mouth.
Has to be wide mouth.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
all wide mouth. But is it just the
I have
single or
no
is
idea.
it the jug?
It
It's
didn't
gotta
go
be
into
the jug,
details.
right?
It just this is just the
You guys
headline.
remember all this stuff?
Last headline that I found: Florida man does steroids in bathroom at local sorority house.
Oh, yeah. That was, I remember. I actually,
that
that
was weird.
That one I saw.
In the bathroom.
Yeah.
Why would you do it at home?
Why would you do it there?
Florida man
And
was-
are you sitting
Florida
on the
man was yelling
toilet
at
and
that point.
jamming the needles into your thighs? Is that what you're doing?
So, Daniel,
Between
what do
the
you think
toes.
is the worst act by all these different Florida men? I picked headlines from all over, and my God, I mean,
All over.
There's the bathroom defecation. It was pretty bad.
A lot of doo-doo stories.
Yeah,
in
there's a
there.
lot of
a lot of
doo-doo.
pooping.
You crossed out a bunch of them. There's
Yeah.
too many doo-doo
Yeah, I
ones.
saw. I was
The doo-doo in the pool.
I was looking at his
like, oh,
desk.
the
And
steroid
he had
one.
like 25 stories. and
Onion doo-doo in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
crossed
stomping
that
it
one out.
down, yeah.
Scuba doo-doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. I'm going with wipes his cleans himself with in-flight magazine. It's got to be scumbag of the week for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What do you
agree
think,
with you
scumbag?
there,
What do you
yeah.
think, Tracy? What do you think the worst thing you're?
The Gatorade one was pretty gross.
No, that
That's
one is
really
bad.
Like, how do you get it in there?
And it's your uncle.
Yeah,
Family.
your
I
own
noticed that,
family.
though. Yeah.
You shit
Why-
his
why would
Gatorade
you do
bottle
that?
every day at
Why
lunch.
would you do that?
It is
I'm
horrible.
gonna have a lot of explaining to you.
Although the jacking off in
Fucking
your
assholes.
the jacking off in the smoothie place.
Yeah. In the stock room, that
Yeah.
seems like.
But not into the smoothies. though.
Yeah.
No, you don't know that.
No. We don't know. Yeah, right.
We don't have the details.
I
Ace.
know the guy, and that didn't happen.
Oh, you know. That's what. Oh, that's
Did he work for you?
good to know.
All right, so let's take a quick break. We got
Fucking set me up, you piece of shit.
You knew what this was.
No, I really didn't.
Boom, boom, boom. So the boom,
Right
boom,
off.
boom is you getting fat, and the is your sleeves blowing off.
Yeah, I did. I need my sleeves off to show my fat arms.
You guys are gonna have to deal with me if I'm single the next few months.
No, it's fine. Listen, it's all just random, horrible pieces of shit stories. All right, let's take a quick break.
Oh, my God.
When we come back, Seth has some news. We also have some stories from over the break.
Here's
God.
more Ramoms. We'll be right back.
Said she had meetings all day. Said she was going to the PTA. But when she got
Welcome back to a Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's here. Seth Petruzzelli on news. His lovely girlfriend Tracy is here. Are you satisfied with? Are you embarrassed with what you've become? Because during the break, I've never seen you walked out to the lobby and you put your hands up and looked up to God like you actually believed in something, and you shook your hands as if you were like pulling power into your body and you were having a moment.
I was hugging our guests.
Yeah, I mean, like he was emotional. He was talking to everybody.
I told him, I was like, now that's been, here's the thing, it's officially 2020.
Have you fully
Since it's been-
ascended now? Have you fully transitioned to 90s radio host?
It's been 20 years, so now it's retro, going back to the 90s.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
get ready, listeners. It's
now,
going to be
does
crazy.
it concern you at all that you might have quite possibly pissed off Killing Machine that could?
I'm not happy.
He's not happy.
I
that
wanted
he's-
to find it out more organically.
There was a lot of more.
I don't, well, here's the thing. You could have just
like,
been,
you know, I mean,
That's the funniest thing you've ever. He said, "I wanted her to find out more organically."
Wow.
you didn't, listen.
You are one of my favorite people in the world. You're naturally just funny as hell.
I'm
man.
not shitting you. Me and Travis,
That's awesome.
as we were walking out to the office, Seth was like, all right, babe. So there was this so there was this dump truck. Explaining the stories. And then
Also, I don't even know that she was aware that it was you.
no, Then as soon as I said that story, she goes, "Wait," and then
were they
See,
all?
you gave
and then
yourself
the
up.
airplane,
You gave yourself
And then
up.
I go, "Yeah, the airplane. Well, that was me, not my fault." She goes, "Wait, they're all you?"
Yes.
I go, "Yeah, they're all me."
The magazine wiped the shit off my ass.
No, shoot.
Everybody
Worse than it is.
poops.
You threw away that magazine, right, on the airplane?
Yes, I
You
threw
did?
that
You threw it
away.
away?
I didn't put it back.
You
didn't
ripped
put
the
it back,
page
right?
out.
I ripped
There's
the
a lot of
page
good
out.
information in there.
All this shitting is part of Seth's kid spirit that she loves so much.
Yeah, shitting their pants.
What did we learn this week? Kids love poop.
But yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
Like when I had like a 9-month-old, 10-month-old, they're shitting all the time. So always
Like what
constantly
song
shitting.
was I singing on the boat with your sons?
Yeah.
Palm tree in the toilet.
Oh, they
Palm
love
tree in the
doo-doo.
toilet.
They love
They invented
doo-doo.
it, not me.
Okay.
I just started singing with Tommy and Max. Maisie didn't join in. Not a big palm tree in the toilet fan.
So, do you guys want to jump to news? We've got some,
You got some other stories going on here.
some other.
I mean, we can do news.
Let's do some news.
You want to do it? All right, let's do it. Keep
it rolling.
Well, she's gonna have to sit through it. I feel like this is gonna be a PayPal stinger for you.
99 MRIs trying to prove he's gonna die. The CTE is kicking in with every new hit at the gym. He laid out Kimbo with an attack, but the Russian won't call him back. And we all forgot about that fight. Just for proof alone, you're gonna die. From fighting in the UFC to reading news to you and me, you could say he wears a lot of hats, but we'll just focus on his eyes. So hippo people, get on your hooves and put them together for you know who. As if you narcs don't have a clue.
Like Seth
it's Seth Petruzzelli
quietly whispering
with
all
your
this.
news.
I don't like fat I get a lot of MRIs.
Oh yeah,
He's just plugging the song.
the song.
Almost like there's.
I explained to her what NARP was the other day.
It's almost like a dual personality.
Why are you laughing?
So, real
I
quick,
wear many faces.
Seth's news brought to you by the Hullabaloo event that Daniel and I are hosting.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a lot of
I'm
fun.
excited.
It's gonna be at Park at Lake Eola, right there at Thornton Park, and
With 2 bands that Tracy has no idea about.
Oh, she probably doesn't.
So this event is
Sugar Ray.
No! I thought at least she might know that
She might
one.
know the song. She might know the song.
Eve 6.
No way she knows
If you
that.
play,
Definitely
if you
not
play,
six.
if you
That's
play a
obscure.
Sugar Ray song, she'll know it. I bet.
Okay. I'll dial that up while you're doing the play.
So if you go on tomanddan.com, you can get tickets. Eventbrite, it's right there in the front. Daniel and I are going to be introducing the bands. I'm going to be on stage. We're going to have our Tom and Dan tent out there giving away free stuff. And again, Daniel said it, there's going to be multiple bands. Also a wakeboard rail jam that they're going to have during the day.
That's going to be dope, man. Yeah, the rail jams are awesome. If you've never seen it, it's basically they use a winch. And they fly these professional wakeboarders through like a course that's like in an area.
It's like Orlando Water Complex. I don't know if anybody's familiar, but it's kind of the same concept.
So they're going to be doing that. They got a bunch of local bands. Oklahoma Stackhouse is going to be out there. And then taking the stage later on is going to be Eve 6 and Sugar Ray. It's great for all ages, so you could bring your kids if you want. It's a festival style, so you can bring chairs and blankets to hang out at Lake Eola Park.
What date is that?
January 25th.
25th. And tickets are only $10, and it's free for all first responders and active and retired military.
Yep, it's gonna be disgustingly
it's $10
cool,
in
dude.
advance, 15 day up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that might be my wife.
Or 15
calling in right now.
So grab your tickets, and like I said, if you're a first responder or active or retired military, it's free, and it's just $10 in advance. And then they do a $75 VIP in advance. You get 4 drinks, a swag bag, and all that stuff.
4 drinks.
And again, Daniel and I will be out there hosting
4?
it.
Plus, you get a private bathroom, swag bag with a corksicle tumbler.
A private bathroom.
Oh, corksicle tumbler.
Corksicle's local, so
shit that up.
That's pretty awesome.
my
Let's play and let's play a game.
Just keep going, bro.
Let's
Just
see
keep
if
going.
Tracy knows. Let's see.
Double down. He's
Here we go.
smiletting it.
I'm going all in.
Oh, she knows it. She knows. All right.
My dad used to listen to this.
This is classic rock now, right?
God, when did Sugar Ray come out?
It's like 96.
He's
It
a
had to
host.
been like 90.
He's a host on 90s on 9 on Sirius
Mark
XM.
McGrath is cool.
But kids don't
Robert
listen to
Graff.
Sirius XM.
Like
When
satellite.
she's in my car, she does.
1997, this song came out.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck is a satellite?
That's when she was born, right?
Satellite.
Why is it on the internet? Like,
born here.
idiots. I agree with that, by the way.
You say it's
Don't
your
even
born
understand
year?
why it exists.
Yeah, born here.
So, it dawned on me, and we got
Wait a minute.
a guest on the line. Not to do more damage, but I do want to talk about
What do
this
you mean
particular
more
thing.
damage?
Before,
And who is the guest?
well, before we get into news, I kind of wanted to talk to Tracy about Seth's hypochondria, and because we have a expert with living with someone with hypochondria and being their partner and spouse for many years and having to deal with
you
it.
motherfuckers.
So I wanted to interview this person to kind of give Tracy an idea of what she has
Okay,
to
I see
deal
why
with.
you wanted to talk to my
You know,
wife now.
if this
All right.
eventually goes
I
into
thought we were
business.
calling her for a different reason. This guy is gone fucking radio crazy.
Oh, so he's fucking you
I
too?
knew my wife was going to call into the show, but I didn't
doesn't
know it was
lie.
going to put the switch where me and you were the hypochondria. All
You're
right.
turning both of us into enemies. you
There's
piece of
a,
shit.
see what's happening
There's a
here.
reason why Bubba Love Sponge burned all the bridges. I'm burning them all down, baby.
Guess so.
The baby was perfect.
Andrea, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
This is my wife, Andrea.
So,
I mean, I really love her. That's not why I'm saying it like that.
I'm curious.
I didn't know where I was pulling her into a bit. Like I thought we were doing something else, but okay.
We, it dawned on me because of Seth's intro, his news intro. I was like, oh yeah, the hypochondria, and I wondered if Tracy, if you were familiar that Seth.
Oh, she's smiling. I mean, like so. I would imagine she's not new to this concept.
Crippling anxiety and hypochondria, and so I'm just curious about, like, how many times in the middle of the night does he wake up screaming that his brain is exploding or whatever? I don't know what hypochondria is. That it's some sort of a tumor, cancer.
You can't even relate.
Yeah.
You don't even know what we do.
Yeah.
We don't wake. Well, we might. I mean, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and think your brain's exploding?
No, not that. I'm not even going to get into it.
Yes! That's my goal. So I'll start with Andrea. So, Andrea.
Yes.
How is it? Because I know you'll be open. We've talked about it many times before. What kind of advice would you give to Tracy about dealing with your partner and extreme hypochondria? Because Daniel deals with it, Seth deals with it. We've talked about it a lot on the show. Is there any advice you'd like to give Tracy that may help her through her journey and her relationship with Seth?
Yes. So if I'm being honest, at first I tried to, when he would do something or say he was dying, I would try to help him fix it. But now I just let him go, and he's got to work through it himself. You cannot do anything to.
So you gave up.
You can't.
In other words, that's called ignoring. I do that too with my wife.
Yep.
Her horrible problems that I hate. I stop trying to fix them. I just let this crazy old lady do whatever she wants.
Your problem, not mine.
So, advice.
I'm too busy. I am too busy to have to try to every day help him. Are his eyes yellow?
So that's why. So if anybody wants to know why, a loveless marriage, I pull the blankets over me and then I lay there like I'm Han Solo in carbonite, and then I tell myself carbonite, and because I'm wishing myself to death, then you'll know why. Now you'll know why.
So
I'm not a jerk. It just I realized after 15 years together that nothing that I'm going to say or do is going to change anything.
Well,
so
a blowjob would. It's not gonna not help.
Well, ain't gonna turn your eyes back white.
Well, it may at least give me a.
See, when I'm really anxious, I won't even be able to do that.
I can really see that. I can always when I'm really scared. The only thing that's the only way I can get off. I'm like, oh my god, I'm terrified right now. If only I could come.
I feel like I would have to have your dick in my mouth all the time.
Well, you said it. There it is.
Mark that.
So, piece of advice number one.
That's this week's promo.
Piece of advice number one. There's my dick in your mouth at all times.
There's nothing that's ever going to change it. It'll be this bad forever.
It's not that bad.
You got to ignore it.
Learn to live with it.
Is this your Christmas? Are you the happiest you've ever been?
Learn to live with it like leukemia.
I don't know if that's the same, but okay.
Any other piece of advice that maybe Tracy needs to know about?
Does Seth go to therapy? He needs to go to therapy.
No, I used to.
So he can talk to somebody who is not directly involved, or it will drive you batshit.
I've talked to Rocky a lot.
So find someone else
to
for them to complain to. I like that one too. I like this.
I mean, so far all I've heard was it'll never change. Dick in the mouth. Talk to somebody.
No, talk to anybody.
Him. Talk to somebody else.
I like this.
By the way, put your dick in your mouth.
By the way,
sometimes
I know Andrea will give me all great logical advice because this is perfect.
Because you guys are very similar, and I'm way more
actually
like
what you should
way
do.
more like your wife.
But she understands. Okay, look, things that we get anxious from stem from something that actually is happening. It's not like we're having phantom pains that aren't happening.
No.
So the most recent thing was my knee blowing up and then swelling in the ankle, my calf.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was a reason to be afraid, right?
Yeah, of course. course.
See, she helps me.
Why do you wait? No, hold on. Let's all just dissect what just happened. He's got his arm around her. He looks at her and is like, right? See? Bro, you gotta. This is getting.
You agree with my knee cancer?
right?
Knee cancer is blown up.
I mean, there's something there that warrants me to get anxious and afraid. Like, oh my God.
So put my dick in your mouth. That's what I say. That's what I say to my wife.
The problem is here.
I'm like, this is real.
And I've seen it with Daniel too. Is that
I did it today?
When you have a legitimate problem, it most likely is a simple knee injury, maybe a ligament that's inflamed, a muscle problem. Like when Daniel, any type.
It's normal aches and pains for your age.
It's not extreme cancer.
Get her off the phone. I'm joking.
Why do you jump? That's the problem. You jump all the way to life-threatening illness. You're gonna die. Is always the worst.
But
because that's what matters the most.
Yeah.
I know. Yes.
So why not worry about it? And be like, this is what it is. If I have a blood clot that's gonna go to my heart really soon, which is what I thought, and I was keeping that to myself the entire time.
Yeah.
Like I really think there's a blood clot. Like,
you really think so? I think I got one too.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well, if they have a blood clot.
No.
I was really trying to see if I felt a pain in that one area. Like, okay, blood clot.
Oh, don't shake it loose.
So I was like trying to.
My ankle hasn't been working right. Like it's been feeling like a little bit weird. And then I feel like when it
would be red, tender, and swollen.
I moved it, and then I felt a pop, and I was like, I've released the clot.
She was waiting for it.
And then I thought, like I'm being honest with you guys. So fuck you. I'm being vulnerable. And I could feel it coming up my calf and going up my leg, and then I'm like, it's in my groin now. I can feel it. And then when I went to the bathroom to pee, I was like, there's not enough pee coming out the Clot-Block. Because I don't understand science. I don't understand how biology works. And then
it could happen if your stomach is inflamed.
Clot-Block. That's the name of the show. And I felt the Clot-Block, and then I could feel it. And I was like, it's coming from my brain. And I was like, well, if I go to bed now, so I'm hugging Maisie, my daughter, like I'm kissing her, like it's the last goodbye. Like I was kissing her, like kissing her head, kissing her mouth. I was like, I love you so much. Just how much do I love you? I always do. How much do you love you? And she goes, this. She's like, this one. She puts her hands like behind her. I was like, more than that, baby. I love you so much. Because I'm looking into her eyes. I'm like, I'll never see you again. I'm never gonna see you again. I love you so much. You're like the only thing I live for. And then I'm putting her to bed. And I'm putting her stuffed animals around her. Tears are welling up. Like I'm like, this is it. I'm saying goodbye. And then I jumped on Falcor and I flew. No, seriously, that's
No. So whatever. Andrea, last thing I'll ask you is what kind of medical expenses and insurance can Tracy expect in the future? Because with living with a hypochondriac, lots of doctor visits, MRIs, of course, as we joke around about, and and doctor visits aren't cheap. So what are we talking here? You gotta have the best insurance possible, right, Andrea?
I do have the best insurance.
Yeah, she does.
When I went to change jobs, I made sure I had.
It's pretty awesome.
I could possibly have. I will never work for myself because I will never be able to afford self-insurance.
And you'll be happy to know that I'm not at all passing this on to any members of my family that I created. Considering my daughter just probably had a piece of sand in her eye this morning, I thought it was pink eye and sent her to the doctor.
Well, the kids get pink eye all the time, and then you don't want them to spread it.
By the way, not pink eye, piece of sand.
And
Tracy's still on her mom's insurance for another few years.
Oh yeah, write that shit out to your 25.
Write it out.
Yeah, because it's expensive. What's an MRI cost nowadays? Your self-pay?
Actually, when I self-paid, it was only like $350.
Oh, $350,
which isn't bad at all.
2 or 3 a month.
Well,
Andrea, thanks so much for being involved in our shenanigans.
Thanks for letting Tom bully us.
Yeah.
You're welcome, and you can't see me, but I'm sending up the Hunger Games sign to Tracy. Godspeed.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what
Daniel's
that means.
wife's young, too.
Volunteers
I don't know
tribute.
what that is either.
I don't know what that means. I married young, too. It must be a hypochondria thing. Look, we got all the diseases, but we like that young pussy, man.
Wow.
No, I'm saying...
Stop being disrespectful in front of my girlfriend.
All right. Seth...
Just saying, it's a correlation. It's science.
Let's do some news.
That's just science.
Oh my
Let's do
God.
some news.
Play my song again.
No.
I'm joking. All right,
It's all about me.
First story.
All right.
So mean to me. Woman goes viral for accidentally explicit baked goods.
All right.
Okay.
So she goes viral on the internet.
Yes.
Okay.
A woman in Arizona has gone viral after her attempt at making a romantic dessert went hilariously wrong. Emma Plummer, a self-taught baker who runs her own business. I'm not mentioning her business. I'm not giving her a shout out. From French macaroons and cupcakes to children's birthday cakes. But last weekend, that experience seemed to temporarily fail her. The 23-year-old was crafting heart-shaped macaroons in preparation for Valentine's Day, but her designs ended up looking like, well, something else. I tried to make hearts, and they turned out to look like ball sacks.
Who's that kid spirit?
Childlike spirit.
That made Tracy
And the child watched his mother, who thought she was making hearts, make big, luscious ball sacks.
I can't even finish talking. So
They look like ball sacks.
They look like fucking peach ball sacks. Perfect ball sacks. How would you? It went instantly viral and has now been retweeted more than 45,000 times.
Now I wonder if she is going to, because of the attention of this, start just making ball sack cookies, right? Like you have to.
Yeah,
you have to roll with it, right?
Give them what they want,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Let them
yeah,
eat cake. You got to give them the ball sacks.
Yeah, because if you get that much attention off of a mistake, then you just roll with it. Because who gives a shit about the hearts? Like the ball sacks.
People in the chat room can't believe this is. And our top story. And our top story is a woman is making ball sack cookies.
Because Seth News, he can do whatever he wants.
He can.
Exactly. That's what I
love it. I love it.
She actually, Tracy did help me pick the news stories last night.
Oh.
We went out to dinner.
What are you guys going to start
And
doing?
we didn't go to a.
So she gets half your check, right?
Yeah.
Well,
She
Tom
does-
will pay her. I
She's been
guarantee.
getting,
Yeah.
she's been getting that anyway.
Yeah.
What's that, man?
What are you talking about?
Are you shaming her for taking her out on a date? I don't understand.
No, I love taking her all the time. That's fun.
Where'd you guys go?
We wanted some soup last night, but everything was closed at like 10, so we went to Hawker's.
Hawker's
is
is
good.
good.
I like
Yeah.
Hawker's.
Oh, should I tell them what we did?
Yes.
Oh no.
I
Just
shit
in the
it.
Gatorade?
I shit off the roof of Hawker's. It threw a person's sunroof. It landed in their big old cup.
Well, I didn't know if it would embarrass her. It probably is.
Uh-oh.
By the way you're phrasing it, I'm gonna virtually shout.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
chances
I mean, I asked my
are-
my really good friend if I should do it or not. I'm like, is it low class? He's like, low class? Nah. Food snobby? Maybe a little bit. So I was like, I can handle food snob. Anyway, went to a place to get soup, and it always serves noodles, right? Fat people noodles.
Wow. What are skinny people
The
noodles?
noodles that you guys all eat.
Narp noodles.
Narp noodles.
Narples.
They're called narples.
So what do you eat? Zoodles?
I eat konjac noodles, which is
Konjac.
which is
Glass noodle?
it's a noodle with no it's like 5 calories for a giant serving. There's no carbs in it whatsoever. It's
But
made
they-
out of a mushroom
But they
fungus.
cause cancer.
But it tastes it's
you get
natural.
high
It's
on
natural.
them?
No. It tastes exactly like she's never tried them. She tried them for me the first time, and they taste like. I'm not gonna look at you and make you say anything. What do they taste like?
Shit.
They taste like normal noodles.
There you go.
They
They
taste like normal noodles.
Okay, so
She
anyway,
would know. I would
I
imagine
prepped-
with a Japanese background, you're gonna know some noodles.
Yeah, she knows noodles.
Yeah.
Oh.
And by the way, at her age,
You know what? Totally not appropriate, man.
Why would you do that? Also-
I'm being respectful. I'm like, of course, with a Japanese mother, she knows noodles. And he goes, yeah, she knows noodles. Ho, 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 ho. Why you say it like that?
That's not what I did.
God damn
Oh, I
it.
said it.
Hong Kong food.
Anyway,
then what
I
happened?
prepped my noodles before we left for the restaurant.
Oh.
I got them in a little zip. I put them in 2 Ziploc
Oh
bags.
my god.
You bring your own.
Bobo as fuck.
Bring your own noodles.
So I
and
went-
a goddamn sandwich
So
bag,
I went
and then take it out like an old lady.
I ordered the soup, and I go, can you please hold the noodles? And she's like, okay. I'm like, can you put extra veggies in there? She's like, sure. So she brings us the noodle bowls with no noodles and extra veggies and
And
salt.
then out of your cargo
But-
shorts, you pull
Two noodles. I had
fucking
I had a
glass
jacket.
noodles.
I had it
I
inside
bring
my
my-
jacket.
That's- bro,
inside
that's
my
white
jacket.
trash.
I pulled it
Inside
out.
your jacket.
Inside my jacket. I pulled it.
like the worst secret agent ever.
It's BYON, bro.
So I was nervous the whole time. time, like that she'd come out and I order no noodles and she'd come check out us and be like,
Those are not our noodles.
and see a whole thing. Because when I dumped my noodles in, it was overflowing out of the thing. I was like, oh shit,
when
what do I
dump
do?
my noodle in, it's overflowing too.
And Tracy's like, cover it with the broccoli.
You guys are made for each other.
So I start covering broccoli and the carrots and the chicken.
The waitress
and I'm like,
comes in, we got a noodle burger.
Yeah. I'm like, will she see it? Will she see it? She's like,
trespass.
So she waits a little bit. She's like,
stolen valor.
She's like, that's too much noodles.
Yelling stolen valor.
She's like, I'm gonna put in half the amount so it doesn't look like so many noodles. So she takes her
You
bag
guys are made for
and
each
she
other.
pulls it out half of it and puts half in.
Why didn't you just eat at home then?
Can't you just eat a little bit of
Take
goddamn
out,
noodles?
man.
You
It's
want
takeout.
I wanted to sit and
You
enjoy
want?
it.
Hold on, Seth. Let's talk about
Seth, you
science.
need takeout. You bring the soup on. Like when we get pho,
Yeah, they don't
like,
give you
my
enough-
wife will
they
go
don't
and
give
get
you
it,
that full amount.
and then
I don't like that.
I
I
heat
think
it
they
all
jip you.
up.
Seth,
really?
You
jip
gypped them by bringing
jipping
your
them,
motherfucking
yeah.
noodles.
I ordered extra veggies and paid for the extra veggies.
Yeah,
Seth-
because that's what you do when you order extra veggies. You have to pay for them.
Okay,
You can't bring your own noodles into a goddamn
Oh,
restaurant.
but I'm still giving them money.
Seth, can't you
I'm
just
saving
eat-
them on no noodles.
I can't.
How?
Can't you eat a handful of regular noodles? You work out. How many hours a day do you work
You
out?
do that once, it just keeps snowballing.
He's right. He's right.
No,
One
He's
night,
right.
Yes.
no,
One time
noodles.
I did that.
Can't you go out with your
He's
girlfriend one night without bringing your own noodles in your pocket?
This is the first time this has happened. This is the first time this has happened.
Well, it's not the last
And
time.
I asked her a few times, like, should I do it? Should I do it? Like, I
And
don't
it's
know.
like smuggling weed on a cruise ship at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like let's just sit down and eat like normal people here. You work out unbelievably. You're in shape.
The chat room has already discovered that Sam is so irate that she got hood rat. A little bit of hood rat where she was like, you brought your own goddamn noodles.
Look, I'm white
That's
trash.
crazy.
I'm white trash as hell, but I've
Yeah.
never brought in my own noodles
No.
anywhere.
It's not white trash. I'm doing better than that. I'm food snobby, not white trash.
That's not food snobby.
Yes, it
at
is. I
all.
don't eat normal noodles. I eat only konjac noodles.
Can go to a place that serves that.
Not food stuff.
Nobody serves konjac because everyone here
Then I
narps
guess
it.
you need to eat at home.
Every restaurant owner doesn't know what's going on.
Where do you
High
get
five, fella.
where do you get konjac noodles?
You can get them at Whole Foods or I get them on Amazon because they're the better brands on Amazon.
All right.
I get them in shipments of 20.
Everybody loves going to dinner with their significant other and
My
they're
first
pulling out all the foods that they because they can't eat anywhere.
My
the
dad's
soups and the noodles.
My
If you're
dad is
embarrassed,
a,
I'll never do that again. Okay.
my dad is
Not
in
now.
No,
Give
she's
it-
into it. I feel
Give it
like.
8 or 9 months.
You know what? You know when you
Oh God, here he goes.
you know when you
got
gotta keep her is when she leans into your ear and she's like, pull the noodles out. Yeah, she's like,
that, and I was like,
yeah,
fuck
she's
yeah, I'll
she's
put a
like-
ring on it.
she's
as soon
like-
as that happens.
She's like, you got those konjac. Pull the fucking konjacs out. Yeah. No, my dad's twin brother, Doug, and they looked at they're identical twins. And they would go to Olive Garden and they would get the salad and say, this is when Olive Garden was like a thing, like now it's like, you take your kids there. You don't get Italian food at Olive Garden. You take your kids there because it's pasta. But he would go there and he'd go like, no, and he'd talk like my dad too. He'd be like, no Italian dressing on the salad. We have our own. And then out of her big purse, he'd pull a jumbo Kraft Catalina. And they're pouring French dressing on. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, even as a young boy, I was mortified. I'm like, what the fuck?
They don't have Kraft Catalina.
I don't get
Daniel's old man wants some goddamn Catalina.
Just because he likes the taste of it.
No, Italian dressing to him might as well have been
Here's the
gay
thing.
marriage.
I will-
It's like,
I mean,
That's a condiment or something is acceptable.
No,
An
he's-
actual food.
no, he was just unacceptable to the idea of Italian
You're just
dressing.
mad
It
you don't
was
have
too
discipline
spicy,
like me,
too
Sam.
crazy, too liberal.
Are you
Far
calling
too
me
liberal.
fat? Did you just call me fat?
No, I said you're mad that you don't have the discipline that I do.
Right,
with
so you're
noodles.
calling me fat.
No, with noodles.
Yeah.
Oh no.
the noodle
You're saying I eat
discipline.
NARP noodles and I don't have the discipline to eat your konjac noodles.
All right, next
I will.
got you.
Next time I come in, I'll bring you some konjac.
Nobody wants
Keep your konjac, bro. I don't want your fucking pocket konjac noodles.
konjac, bro.
I got konjac for everybody.
I'll throw that into my my pot.
You
And
get
then
pocket konjac noodles as your pot sweetener.
Yeah, bring them to the golf course.
Fucking nasty.
And you can eat them while you
Soggy.
play. All right, next one.
All right, here's I got a Florida man.
All right.
That isn't me.
Although
I would do
I'm
this.
trying to keep it
low key, bro.
Yeah.
I would
You'd
do.
have to.
I would probably do this.
All right.
Florida man arrested for attempting to barbecue child molesters.
All right.
Right, that's good.
I'm pro that.
Right, me
Okay.
too. Okay. George Porto Sierra's plan to burn sex offenders to death was only thwarted when police arrived too soon. I'm going to kill you, child molester, screamed George Porto Sierra as he poured gasoline on the door of the friendly village in Osceola County, Florida, with a cigarette in hand.
Wow.
Porto Sierra.
Misleading name.
What?
Well, friendly village. You don't normally dump gas on the friendly village, right?
You got child molesters and gasoline pyros.
Yeah, but like really, like pay here, or buy by the week, like stay here for the extended stays. Those are normally named things like Paradise Garden.
Friendly village. Yeah. You're right. There's a lot of villages in bad apartment complexes.
Nothing but drug addicts and pedophiles that live there.
So
in Osceola County, especially.
So this person probably went on the sex offenders website and then found a person that lives in a location because everybody's address is public, and he went crazy and went to try to burn his house down.
Yep, and there was 4 actually in the house at one time, so we knew all 4 were in there.
All pedophiles?
All pedophiles, yeah.
All right.
All child. Yeah, I guess same thing.
It's a 4-pack.
Yeah, I said the only way it was thwarted was the detective said that the man, he admitted to what he was going to do, and it caused him to be charged with 4 counts of attempted murder.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, 4 counts because there's 4.
It's probably, insane, right? But like when you try to burn down someone, no matter who's inside.
I mean, good intent, I guess, but you just can't do it.
Also, like the people had already gone through the system and then now are out living, a life. So who knows? The thing is, like when you see, and if it says like sexual crime with a kid, then you're like, oh shit. But there's a lot of these sexual offenders that you have no idea what the actual crime is.
Sexual crime with a kid. Let's analyze
then
that.
It's like, oh, that's bad.
So me and Maisie stole a real doll.
Oh, you're like she's your partner in crime.
Yeah. She held me. Somebody had to carry the legs. I'm 5'2".
They wrote it wrong.
She's strong as fuck. I'm like, this thing's fucking heavy. It weighs as much as your mom. Help me get in the back of the car.
Come on, what else fat shaming, bro?
That was a double. That was a 2-sided.
That's rubbing
joke.
off.
He weighs like a real human being. And Maisie'd be like, I'm with you, Dad. I'm like, help me steal these dildos. We'll sell them on eBay. You'll be rich. I'll pay for your college.
You're like, no. Me and my sons robbed a jewelry store. It's a sexual crime with a kid. Although that wasn't a sexual crime. So,
you drunk, bro?
No. I just had too much fun earlier. So when on that website, like when you go to what is it called? The website that you could track where sex offenders live.
The one that I think we used when we were like shopping for houses was like sexoffendertracker.com or.
You guys actually looked at that before you purchased that? I guess I never thought to do that.
Yeah, well,
I live across the street from a school, so nobody's living by me. I don't think they can live within a certain.
Yeah. But do they, for instance, like a website like Zillow, like a lot of times there's false information on that shit because it's a lot of aggregates put that thing together and like the values of homes are all off and stuff. But for the sexual, crime person website that you could see if anybody's and where they live, how do they update it exactly? Like what if
yes, they do, but however some people don't check in, some people don't put their actual information of where they're living. They can lie, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like say you live in a house.
Oh my god, is that all them?
Some sort of sex offender or pedophile lived in your house before, and then it still has you listed as that house address. I'm sure they'll take it off, right? But what if you don't know and all your fucking neighbors think you're a goddamn pedophile?
No, it has your name and your photo.
Oh, okay. So they know.
Tom, according to this map I just put in the studio address,
there's one living at this address.
There's
one somebody upstairs right now.
There's a sex offender that lives in the lake. Do you see it? Look.
Yeah. The swamp monster is a horny fuck.
Fuck it, I got a canoe and I'm just gonna sit out here. That's my sex offender voice.
Yeah, so they'll get you for vigilante.
Oh, there he is. Oh, David, you are a fat slob.
Looks like he ate him after he raped him.
Oh my God, why would you just say that?
What's the next story, Seth?
Okay. Sorry, let's go to something. Go to something a little
Why did you use the phone this week instead of writing it down? People are upset. They
I was-
liked your penmanship.
People said something.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I was too busy hiding my noodles from the lady.
Yes,
I
see, it
literally
all
was
comes
covering.
back to the goddamn
I
noodles.
was covering up so she wouldn't see when I was embarrassed when she walked out. So I was like,
You
I'll
should
just do
be
this real
embarrassed.
fast and put them on.
What kind of Ziploc bags?
Oh, I get the bougie ones.
You put on one on each
I get the
side,
nice
or
ones that
you-
like slide and lock.
Oh, you
real
got
tight.
the slide lock.
Of course I do. Of course I do. I don't get the little press ones.
Oh, that's for the poros.
Poros use.
It's bad for the environment.
Next story.
Florida man lodges 8-inch screwdriver inside his rectum and loses part of his buttocks in the process.
Whoa.
The screwdriver was buried deep enough that it already pierced the man's large intestine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a good MRI. MRIs are important, or CT scan, whatever.
Oh, wow, you really put it in there.
It's up there. It's
Holy
so good.
shit.
And a recent medical mishap. I don't think it was a medical mishap. They didn't explain the story. He didn't admit why it was in there. But
Well, I think we take a guess.
Hell no.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of reasons it could be in there.
Well, he said one might have been to jam something up to hide drugs, or sex.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's one of the two.
But that
They're
far
both
up
bad.
to your large intestines? That's insane.
It tickles up there. Like
Trying to adjust my
You
governor.
touched your large intestines
no,
before?
I'm sure it must tickle when it's up there.
Why is your girlfriend laughing?
Did he do it handle first or
No,
Phillips
it's-
first?
It looks like
No, always go handle
it's
first.
flathead first.
It's flathead first. It's
Oh,
sideways.
Flathead.
stab.
Oh,
Never
man.
flathead first.
No.
I'd rather have a Phillips in there.
But he entered the
Less
operation
edges.
room in a state of septic shock. He underwent 2 separate surgeries to get rid of the foreign object, and even had a chunk of his rectum removed to avoid further infections.
Oh my God.
So that's a
He had it in there for a week. He said he was experiencing pain for a week.
A week.
Why would you go in and be like, I'm having stomach pains? I don't know what the fuck it is.
That makes me feel
You
better.
do damn
No, that
well.
should make you and I feel better as hypochondriacs.
'Cause it
You can
lasted
put
long.
you can put a fucking flathead screwdriver in your butthole,
puncture your
puncture, and you're a week. You're like, I got a tummy ache.
What if
And
this
there's
guy
due
has
to
like a horrible
escaping.
sleeping disorder, and this guy just does this shit in his sleep? He's like, put
No.
a screwdriver in his
Wow.
ass
No,
in sleep,
no
and
one's
he's like,
doing
I don't
that.
know what
No,
happened.
I didn't want to.
Stop being a
I forgot to
screwdriver
put it on the
apologist.
list, but my daughter is now sleepwalking.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
I
hide
Yeah.
screwdrivers,
I did
bro.
that as a
No.
child,
You know what
too.
she did? She still wears pull-ups even though they're like dry for the most time. But like now in the middle of the night, she'll like get up, walk to the bathroom, pull it down, pee, and then what she did was take the pull-off off. Like we determined through because there's no other explanation. Put the pull-up in the trash, even though it was dry, because we found it the next day. It was dry. There's nothing in it. Put panties on, put her pajamas on, went to bed, and then peed the bed. Because she thought that, she had the pull-up on.
No, really?
But she didn't. She
Now,
put panties on.
are you sure
And I
she's-
used to sleepwalk
And
as
she
a
didn't
kid,
remember
too.
doing that?
No. And I used to do it, too. I had to, confer with my mom.
I had
And my
batch-
mom
I had
said,
batch in
my
that
mom
one.
would find me all around the house. I didn't know about this. And, I'd call her now, but she's, at a doctor's appointment. My mom would find me, my favorite place to sleep was, she said, I'd go under the piano every time. Go under the piano and hide, under it, and sleep.
There's
She
We
find
are
me
like, 'cause
all
I
over
used,
the
I
house.
used to do that too when I was younger. My dad just said he used to find me in different places, stiff as a board,
Yeah,
not moving with my
just
eyes
sleeping.
rolled, and speaking in some weird like a
hold
knife.
That's
Swear to God.
that's a little different.
Well, I looked it up. I looked
You
it up.
were possessed
No,
as a
yeah,
child?
that's what he said. He
Were you
thought.
light
He
as
swear to God, he thought it was. He said it was speaking. Swear to God. He said he did it a lot, and he took me to the doctor for it too. And they said
my
sleep
son's
paralysis.
crazy and he's gay.
Is that a negative thing?
No.
Oh, he's
You're
flipping it
telling
on
you're
you.
a
He's
real
flipping it
man,
on you.
Dad.
He's flipping
Oh, don't you flip it on me.
He's trying to pull one of me.
Flipping it on you.
At level 2. But you know who I watched literally last night? I watched a stand-up special on Netflix to that Mike Birbiglia.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he talks about he's got a sleepwalking disorder that he literally has to sleep in a sleeping bag, like a zipped up sleeping bag with mittens on, so he can't get himself out. So every night he goes to sleep, his wife would zip him up in his sleeping bag and then put his sleep mittens on. So because
just when you in 10 years from now, when you see me with noodles at the restaurant, just think it could be way worse.
you'll be zipping them up. But apparently,
Zip up them noodles.
it got so bad that he one one time jumped out of a second-story hotel room window while he was sleepwalking.
That's not good.
And landed on the front lawn and like almost cut his artery in his legs and shit because he would sleepwalk so violently that that it was a problem. It was called like some sort of REM disorder, like sleep REM disorder, and apparently a lot of people have to deal with it, and they have to literally like lock themselves away when they go to sleep because they'll wake up and then who knows what they'll do, like wander in the house, like they've gotten violent with their partners before and stuff like that, so they can't be trusted.
My dad used to sleepwalk like right after he'd get home from work and slap my mom around.
Jesus Christ.
It's very weird. You know? I'd be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm sleepwalking."
He actually heard you and answered, I am sleepwalking.
He's punch crazy.
All right, Seth, what do we got next here?
Last one? Okay. Okay, this last story I did.
The idea of you doing the news with your girlfriend looking over your shoulder is my favorite thing, by the
way. I know the correlation. I thought you told me this was a serious show.
No way he said that.
Oh, no,
it was the short guy from the pizza restaurant and some some lesbian bodybuilder.
The only one I liked was the girl making fun of him the whole time about the noodles.
She's like, I didn't want him to bring the damn noodles in here.
I forgot about the pedophile sitting next to me, too.
Oh.
All right. I picked this next story because I've noticed this in my traveling, when I travel a lot for fighting and stuff like that. I noticed that anytime I traveled to more rural areas, like Midwest, Middle, they weren't as healthy. Like, you know, like they look like you did like a year ago.
Yeah.
Those type of people.
Extreme NARPs.
Extreme NARPs.
Extreme NARPs.
Yeah, because we're still NARPs, but we're not extreme NARPs.
So rural Americans, they're dying more from preventable causes than city dwellers. Rural Americans die more often from potentially preventable causes than their urban counterparts, a new government study shows. These causes include cancer, heart disease, injury, respiratory disease, and stroke, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Research. So I noticed that it's a weird thing when you're like, why is it that when you're in the city you just get better health? People understand health more? Like there's just more like...
it may be...
there's more trendy to be healthy in
more
city areas than...
There's more population denser, so you're around
There's
more people.
healthy influence, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the influence.
Yeah, I think a healthy influence is like you can't, like even we have done that.
Also more options, right?
Yeah.
More doctors, more healthy places to eat.
You're also
gyms.
You're influenced by your culture.
Which brings me back to ordering konjac noodles on Amazon.
I'm all over it, man. Like I'm checking them out.
It's fine. Just don't bring them to a restaurant.
Well, that's what these rural Americans are saying, and they're being fat from eating pumpkin pie at the restaurant
It's
instead
the
of
konjac
paleo
yam, otherwise known as the
yam.
devil's tongue or the elephant yam.
Yes.
The word shirataki means white water flour, referring to the appearance of these noodles.
What are they made out of?
Good.
It's like gelatinous traditional Japanese noodle.
It's I heard it's like a mushroom or it's a root. It's a root vegetable. It's like a mushroom.
Some veggie noodle.
They look good. I know I've had these before. They used to have them up at Noodles and Rice on Mills, and they were the yam noodles, and they're good as hell.
I could just go there. I didn't know.
Well, they're out of business. They went to their other location down the road, but they're good. They're really good.
Yeah. So the brand that I get are the best because they don't like.
What's your brand?
The texture I get. Shit. I got them on.
They're made out of a root.
Yeah, root.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a yam. It's like a potato.
Sam's getting interested now.
Is it a rough texture?
No. It's
Oh, okay. That's a great description. I don't know what the hell.
When you suck it, it goes.
I'll do that again.
You know, speaking of like being,
you gotta like flick a little first.
Extremely overweight. We learn more on how bad it is for you, or whatever. But it's interesting because
I don't know. Jury's still out for me.
It's tradition. When I go there and I see what they like are ordering at restaurants and they're in the shopping line, what they're getting, it's just ignorance. I just think they don't know.
Well,
or they don't care.
There's a lot of there's some people who gives a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's allowed to eat whatever you want. You could be as unhealthy as you want.
Exactly.
But we do as a society will like smoking. Let's say it seems like anybody that smokes, we kind of because it's getting less and less, and we're kind of shaming smoking out of society, which I don't necessarily agree with.
I don't either, because it's like no one's. Well, I don't say no one, but. A lot of people drink, and that's not necessarily healthy for you.
Well, speaking
but it doesn't mess everyone else's scent up. And
but come on.
I can give a shit if you kill yourself. I just don't want to
but a lot of
breathe
people
that
drink
too.
and drive, or people
I
get
got good
drunk
reaction
and,
speed, so I'll move out of the way.
or people get drunk and they do shitty things and fight people or do dumb shit.
I found it super interesting that like a long time ago, like 10 years ago, I was talking to my wife's stepmom's dad was the ex marketing vice president of Philip Morris, right? And he in the 70s or whatever, super smart dude, rich, and I remember talking to him one time, and he was telling me about the marketing campaigns in the 70s for cigarettes and stuff. Like he was around the time where they started coming real hard at him, because like in the 50s it was like smoke this Virginia Slim, it's good for you.
Yeah, they would tell you that.
A doctor would prescribe cigarettes to a pregnant lady, like
for stress.
You're too stressed out. Smoke a pack a day. And then they started finding out more, and like in the 70s, like the public sentiment of smoking started coming down, right? So he was involved in like an area of that time, and I found it fascinating. And one of their like counterpoints to the bad publicity was like going after like the red meat industry, because they had all these statistics. They're like,
hey, this is worse for you than smoking.
More people die from red meat than smoking every year, like heart attacks and stuff.
Literally, that's everything.
Those
right?
studies are iffy.
Yeah, you just deflect and move
on.
100%.
I don't know how it works in it, but I found it interesting because I was like, you do have a point where if if you're big enough and unhealthy enough, like most likely heart disease is going to get you before anything, like even before you.
But look, heart disease can get you if you're not fat, because if it runs in your family,
yeah,
100%, yeah. So it's like, you know what, just be happy, live your life and be happy.
What's your greatest fear?
Fuck.
He's got a lot, I think.
I want to end heavy.
Probably dying.
I want to end heavy.
I would think that.
You literally haven't said a word for 10 minutes. I see your eyes looking at everybody, and then
I'm looking.
He's been thinking about it.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. Greatest fear, not being remembered when I die. I just got way deeper.
Right.
Wow.
No, not being forgotten. Yeah, I letting the party go on without me. Like I want to know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You got FOMO.
I'm sure there'll be.
I want to be a vampire and live forever.
Oh my
god.
I'm sure there'll be.
Here's the one thing I do know about vampires: they don't bring their own noodles to restaurants.
Oh shit.
They don't. They just don't do that.
I would soak it in blood.
It kind of kills the cool vampire factor.
You might be right. Actually.
All right.
Is David Lee Roth a vampire?
No, let's do it.
I gotta see it because I didn't watch it.
Right,
I saw someone post it. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna make me laugh.
Talk about greatest fear. I talk about this all the time. Everybody, especially in entertainment, you got to give it up at a certain point because nothing good. Although, unless you're in a certain genre, like you're fucking old crazy Hugh Hefner or something, where you're just known for being a horny old man, or what's the famous old comedian smokes cigars and stuff like George Burns.
Oh yeah, Burns.
And so if you're known for that, then it's like, oh okay, but if you're not, if you're a rock star, anybody else like that in entertainment, once you keep on going or try to resurrect your career or whatever, it's never good, and nothing good can come from it except for some money. But you're gonna get a lot of being made fun of, and a lot of, especially now with the internet. And David Lee Roth, I guess,
was this bad, man?
So what happened?
A show.
Okay,
he
so
did.
two
And
nights
nothing
ago.
against you.
No.
You can't do it. Like you know what I'm saying?
No, you need
David Lee Roth was a rock star. From the
Seth
late
has to
80s, early
explain to his
90s.
girlfriend.
But with nothing against, it just means we're all old. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
It just
yeah,
means we're old.
That's why music was good. Damn it.
Well, this I don't know.
Well, this I don't know. I don't know
Okay,
about this.
so the beginning he does a little bit of talking, and then he goes into singing. But this was 2 nights ago at House of Blues, Las Vegas. It's David Lee Roth, and he's gonna reprise his favorite Van Halen tunes, and this is him doing "Dance the Night Away." So here,
we're gonna dance. Really? How long? All fucking night long. Are we gonna work out? No, we're gonna run. Who's my working out partner? I am.
He's such a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Like David Lee Roth is so nerdy.
Doing dad jokes now, you know.
Yeah.
And you also.
Well, he's a really smart guy. Like he really is, but like he's awkward.
You get corny,
Yeah.
and as you get older, there's no other way to, you know,
No.
it's hard to keep like.
Can't turn it off.
Yeah,
you can't.
You get dad corny. You start dad jokes.
I get scared of where I'm going.
It's
Where
inevitable.
we're going, there we don't need roads. You know, with me, I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna be? You know, to my daughter, dear God, God help her.
Are you talking about love? No, you're not.
Laughing at his own
Well,
jokes.
it's the perfect city for dancing the night away, huh? You know, kick that shit off. Get up one time. Look out!
So it sounds like Van Halen, right?
He looks like a grandpa.
And that's what happens.
He is
You
a
know?
grandpa.
Yeah.
That's
Look, he's got a lot of
That's-
energy. I'll give him that. Now he sounds like my grandma.
You're right. It turns into Daniel's Mimo singing at it.
Onward, Christian soldiers, marching to Your goozle's shaking. Yeah, she's singing in church.
Why does that happen?
By the way, he looks exactly like the actor that Dr. Manhattan sent to that planet. If anybody watches The Watchmen, David Lee Roth, I forgot the actor's name, but he looks like the old man that used to be the superhero.
Here, we'll
guy
just,
in a Die
I'll
Hard
just,
movie,
we'll end with a little bit more David Lee Roth here. Here we go. Oh, come on, man. Okay, here's my vote. Here's my vote for David Lee Roth and everybody that's that age
this
that sings this
outfit.
kind of music.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no lace-up pants. You can't do you're not Robin Hood.
He's got pinstripe lace-up pants, a
Yeah,
vest,
no.
and like I don't
bad.
know.
He's got
what-
old man flabby
like
ass
a
going, too.
compression
It's like-
shirt underneath with polka dots. I don't know what's happening.
It's sad.
Well-
it's because remember everybody was like really nailing Vince Neil for his, which is really funny. His is funnier because he's fat.
I agree.
David Lee Roth at least keeps himself in really good
He
shape.
doesn't look bad.
Well, he's martial arts crazy. Like
Yeah.
David
Oh, I
Lee
didn't know
Roth,
that.
Now-
he's all about the martial arts.
Karate?
And he's tatted like you. Like he's got the traditional. What is that?
What are you talking about?
The
What is the
Japanese,
Japanese
Oh, the
style where
Yakuza
they
tat?
leave
Yeah.
the
He eats
thing in
konjac
the center and then
noodles.
he's all this?
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know.
Yeah,
you
he's very, 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 very into the martial arts, I believe.
cool.
Or at least, what would be considered like Asian culture.
Samantha, you know about sound engineering. This person that's filming him probably, like, if you were standing more maybe back center,
Sure,
you may
yeah.
get the mix because for
Yeah,
sure he's
it's
playing
bad.
over a mix of himself.
Yeah.
So probably in a different place.
It still wouldn't be great.
Yeah, you would hear probably the recording, the old school, because they blend them in,
Yeah.
so he sounds better. He's probably straight in front of a
And
monitor.
it does make me sad because I really do like David Lee Roth a lot. But like for this, like why not?
You get
lower
old.
The,
Everybody
but
gets
no,
old
lower
and
the
we lose it.
octave. You don't have to do the
No.
You don't have to do that.
Well,
You modify, yeah.
just be you.
I
you
bet
know,
he
like-
does it because with the sound mix playing over the track, it probably sounds decent over there. The guy's just standing in
He's
the
right in front.
right
bad.
next to the monitor, and he's getting the worst mix of it.
But I'm gonna equate this to even like the old masters in martial arts. Since you said that,
Sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put it to that.
use an
like,
analogy.
They're horrible at doing their kata, like their forms. They look awful doing them because they're old, crippled. They can barely move, but everyone's like sitting in awe watching them because they did it originally. They did it before them. They've
Or
mastered
created
it, or they
it,
taught them. They
possibly.
created
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So even if they look like shit and are horrible, they still have that respect. Like you know what, you paved this road. No matter what you are now, before you were a star. So
Well, do you
So there's
think
that
your
aspect to it.
girlfriend
I
will
like-
have respect for you creating the shitting in the Gatorade bottle kata? You laughed a little bit.
The,
I still don't know how you were able to get it dead center of the hole.
So,
Dude, you put it up to your asshole. How hard is that?
I don't know about mine.
So
I
what-
feel like it would cut the sides.
So
fall out the sides.
should everybody just not attempt to do what they used to be able to do to save themselves embarrassment?
you and I
Yeah,
should
if
stop.
you can't accomplish it, then you know what? Maybe it's time to hang it up.
No, if you
right?
love it, then who cares, Sam? It's what you love to do.
Well, then
Who
people are
cares
gonna
what everyone
laugh
else
at you on the goddamn
That's
internet.
fine. I'm not
Seth.
saying I'm not saying people can't laugh at you. People are gonna laugh at you, but if you love it and it's your passion, who gives a
All
fuck?
right, well,
what
if it
people
doesn't bother you, then that's fine. But I feel like
It bothers
would
me. I
bother
would do
you.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You might
yeah.
want to hang
I'd
it
be
up,
super
bro.
self-conscious
Tracy,
about
what's
it.
your passion? Is it art?
What?
It used to be art.
Not anymore.
I don't hardly ever draw anymore.
I know. I'm trying to.
Is it
I'm
because
really
Seth
good.
is taking up all your time, making him watch all these shitty movies?
Give me a sandwich.
No, I don't.
He doesn't
Look at all
eat
these-
sandwiches.
Look at all these noodles we got.
Go get my noodle coat.
Noodle coat.
But Seth, what happens when you go to kick a baseball bat? It just ain't breaking.
It doesn't happen, and the bat kicks back.
My leg's only gonna get stronger.
That's what David Lee Roth said about his voice. Yeah, that's what they all say.
It's physics. Bone just keeps getting more dense.
We have
right?
muscles, though. You may have strong ass.
So your leg
bones.
muscles atrophy because of the cancer, and you're kicking the bat. The bat's kicking harder, and you're like, oh man, this is
can't
bad.
do it.
I'll still be able to do it.
All right, mark that. Well, hoping him in 3 years he'll not be able to do it. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get outta here.
Been
It's
a
time.
great first show of 2020.
45 minutes left to bid on foot golf.
All right,
That's
So-
it.
What are
Yep.
the what are the bids up
Where
to?
are we
there?
at?
I'm
Where
All
are we
right,
at?
Did
so
I get
we-
anything for my
We
contest?
got Dan right now currently is at $400.
All right.
My team is at $410.
All right.
Tom Van $400. Andrea Dennis $400. Travis Butler $330.
Nobody wants to golf with a pedo.
Seth and Felicia $401.
Oh, I'm above Tom. Yay.
Oh, the $1. I'll pitch
don't
in
give a shit.
I'll pitch in $10.
If I beat you, that's all that matters. You're the host of the damn show.
John Bustecker is at $270. Angel is at $280. Kramer is at $311.
He's bidding on himself.
Crystal Van's at $300. Sabrina Amber at $285. Chris Fisher at $650. Earl Funk and Derek Jennings at $305.
Nice.
Mike Busey still holding strong at $1,000.
Wow.
You can still bid on your own team if you want. You can get your own team with 3 of your friends for $500. And Team Juan is at $270.
Mike Busey's at 1,000. People want that blowjob.
Bart Merrick voted.
I mean,
voted
there's that
bidded
pig
on him for
blowjob.
$1,000.
So
Is
real
that
quick,
legal?
I want to
free blowjob?
Flea blowjob? Is that legal?
Yes, not paid. It's free.
okay.
for anybody that comes to the foot
we'll
golf
talk-
tournament.
we'll talk after this.
Tom will give you a Jenny Jizz blowjob.
No.
sloppy.
I want to talk about the day
My massage
itself.
My massage can end up anywhere.
Okay.
The
Will you noodle massage?
so
I'll pour noodles on your back and smash it in. That'd be great.
first, a big thank you
good.
to Streamline Mortgage Solution for sponsoring all the soccer balls.
Yes.
They came in last minute. I text Brian. I'm like, hey, can you help us out? Sponsor all these soccer balls because every single person, every 88 player. Gets a free soccer ball to play that game, and you can take it home.
It's
Whatever.
the only thing you need.
Yes.
I have 3 sitting in my garage now that I haven't touched for every single year.
So thank you to Streamline. Also, Mo DeWitt from the DeWitt Law Firm.
Yes.
Mo.
He's sponsored our foot golf tournament for a long time.
He's
Thank you
also
very much,
a
Mo.
proud sponsor of Semantics.
He is.
But everybody who plays, this is basically the day when you get there for breakfast. Gringos Locos is catering breakfast and lunch, so they're gonna bring some breakfast tacos and breakfast
I
breakfast
didn't even
food.
know they did that, or are they only doing that for us? Barbecue food truck.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
only doing that for us?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Cool.
think-
Because why is
It's for
Gringos?
the people that are actually playing.
Now
yes.
hold on a second. Why is Gringos teasing me with breakfast tacos?
They did that last year.
Don't.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Like
The
I
only-
want it.
you may be able to get it catering.
want it
if you
every
want Gringos
morning.
Catering, yeah. So and then throughout
Sugar Ray.
I'm gonna bring my own noodles.
the 18 holes, we will have golf carts this year. So every team will get 2 golf carts and a soccer ball. We'll have beers right at the beginning. Talk about some of the breweries that donated the beers for the holes. I know White Claw. We're gonna have a White Claw hole with free free White Claw there. We're gonna
White
give
Claw.
away.
We got Oviedo Brewing Company's gonna have some beers out there. We have Ivanhoe Park's gonna kick it off with handing everybody some free beers as they get to their carts. So we'll have some free Tall Boys. I think they will be
awesome.
And yeah, there's beer.
West End's got a whole.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. I don't have my list with me, but tons of people.
And
drinks at almost every hole.
Yeah, we've got free booze. Then after the foot golf tournament is done, and we announce the winner, we're all gonna have an after party at Celery City, and
that starts at 12:30.
Yes, and during the after party, we're inviting anybody who wants to. Come down and hang out with you motherfucker. Yeah, I know.
Sideward Brewing.
I work here. I know
Sideward Brewing.
I know it keeps on going. We've done it to other goddamn people.
Sideward Brewing and the Ravenous Pig are also having a hole that they're sponsoring.
Yes, Sideward.
Yeah, we did not. I don't have the list with me. I have it written down physically in the other room.
And then at the
it's for charity. Let's get it out.
After
let's get it out indeed.
The after party at Celery
Better
City.
out than in.
There's a silent auction. You
Yes.
don't have to participate in the foot golf tournament to participate in the silent auction. So if you want to show, there's a ton of stuff.
We got a Tom and Dan cruise.
Oh yeah,
we've got
Orlando Magic tickets. We have tickets to see Mark Maron, Whitney Cummings,
yeah.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, we get all that.
I mean, there's all kinds.
What's
of
the
stuff
other
there.
one?
Listener
There's one
art.
other one.
We got Tom and Dan merch. Tank
Cab.
America.
Take America,
Ben
gift
Bailey from Cash
certificate.
Cab.
Yep, that's it. So much stuff.
Tank America gave us some tactical laser tag vouchers. You motherfucker.
Tom and Dan merch.
So that'll be at Celery City. Anybody can go to that and just hang out with
Yes.
us for the after party. And everybody who played foot golf will be there. So, and of course, all the money goes to Yellow Brick Road Foundation, which is a charity that me and Daniel have been supporting. And Juan Gonzalez, our Twitch manager, you guys know Juan. He's one of the founders of Yellow Brick Road Foundation, and they're a small organization that do a lot. And we've talked about the wagons. They also do some scholarships, but a lot of kids that are suffering with congenital heart defects and any sort of cardiac problems, they help them in many different ways, including the wagons that we all talk about.
Yeah,
So-
the wagons are just like one kind of like thing that they do, but a lot of times they're helping the family because a lot of times you forget that the mom and the dad and maybe even other kids or family members, they're applying all of their time and effort to try and get this kid well, and they might need some things.
Yeah,
So a lot of times Yellow Brick can come and kind of assist in that.
Uh-oh.
What?
Your wife just beat you out in bidding.
No.
She's at 420.
She should beat me out.
And
God damn
me
it,
and
that makes me
Daniel,
sad.
I'll bet on Crystal in a sec.
We got 40 minutes left.
we went to Nemours Children's Hospital
We did,
and saw them donate the wagons. And the good thing about Yellow Brick
We
is
saw some of the kids, yeah.
they're a super small organization, so all the money goes directly to the wagons, the scholarships, everything to help these kids. And
It's lean, man.
This whole
It's
foot golf
lean,
tournament,
lean.
everything, the sponsors, all the money raised for bidding, all the money even the silent auction, it all goes to Yellow Brick. Like no one's profiting a dollar off
Exactly,
any of
yeah.
this. We're all spending our own money to help
And
Yellow
spending
Brick.
our time. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Seth. And I'm giving you a hard time
Yeah.
today, but everybody that's participating in the foot golf tournament, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
all
it's to
the
help
friends
out
of-
kids.
yeah.
It's to help out kids that were born with a heart probably not as strong as yours. So
Yeah.
remember that each and every heartbeat that you get is not to get emotional, but is important and cherished because a lot of these kids, and Tom and I were lucky enough to go there to Nemours, and when we were coming down the elevator, we were coming out with a couple of kids that were getting dismissed.
Released,
Released
Aw,
from.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it gets you. It gets you a little heavier than you even think it does because
Yeah.
you're seeing these kids that that was their home
Yeah.
for could have been months.
Yes.
And they're getting released with their family, and they're not having to worry about the wagon or not getting to see their grandparents or not even getting to see something as simple as sunshine.
Being outside.
yeah, sunshine is it's such a big deal. So
Yeah.
I'm really stoked about this.
So all the money goes to the charity that we really care about. So if you can bid or come by Celery City for the silent auction, there's all types of things. There's big or small priced items. So and if you just want to hang out with us, just come come to Celery City.
I just like making Seth laugh.
No. It's
I'm trying not to. I was serious the last part.
It's next Saturday.
Yep. Next Saturday we'll be doing some foot golf.
Yep.
Oh, really?
The jungle. If you want to.
Is it next Saturday?
Yeah.
You be there,
God damn it.
Oh, I gotta commentate Valor. No.
He's got to reschedule.
I'll give that massage.
He's got a noodle delivery to make.
I'm gonna FaceTime you just like Busey did. As soon as I get my
what's up,
Hellcat,
man? I gotta get these noodles.
He offered a pig. He got $1,000 bid.
I mean, I'll offer a blowjob too.
I bet you most of our
never
listeners would bid to play with your girlfriend more than you.
Well, fuck them.
That's true.
He's all mad.
I fucking kicked him in the throat.
Kick him in the throat.
Samantha, let's plug Semantics.
Oh, semanticspodcast.com. This week, actually, we're having Chris Fisher and Brandon from BYOCB Podcast.
Nice.
If you want to sign up for our Patreon, it's patreon.com/semantics. We're having our 3-year anniversary at Rock Pit Brewing on February 29th. That's a Saturday at 2 p.m.
Yes.
I'll be there.
Also
I will
tonight, a lot of Tom and Dan listeners, if you're out in Lakeland, my husband's band, Melodic Descent, they're doing an acoustic trio at the Poor Porker in Lakeland. It starts at 8 p.m. I'm going to bring some swag.
Cool. Seth,
I would have thought that was me, except I'm rich.
it's the beginning of the year.
Do you have news on Semantics? Yeah.
Yeah, on the after party on our Patreon show.
Oh.
Well, you better start being respectful then. Maybe you'll get your invite.
If I needed to be, I'll be respectful. But
Seth,
this
podcast, when I needed to be.
This podcast is just free for all of shit.
Yeah, this is free for all.
I can't argue against that.
Like I said, I wear many faces.
So it's the beginning of the year for anybody who wants to join your gym.
We're doing a lot of specials at the gym right now. They're still going on. JungleOrlando.com if you guys are all interested. I still get like at least a BDM a week that goes in there and says hi and like is interested in class, tries it out and stuff.
How
like
many
that.
sign up though?
I mean, it's not a bad. I'd say maybe
they walk
one
in,
guy said he was.
I'd say maybe like 15% of them that come in and sign up.
Ooh, wow.
It's better than
low.
nothing.
Well,
It's low. It's a commitment.
It is a commitment,
Yeah.
but you need discipline. Damn it!
Yeah, you do.
And you know,
New Year, same you. Discipline.
It doesn't matter if you actually want to learn MMA or a bunch of different
Just
jiu-jitsu
raise your
or
fitness
Or
level.
just something
Yeah.
different than going to LA Fitness or the
Yeah.
other basic gyms out there. If you want something different, something like from new and exciting, try the kickboxing class out. Try the jiu-jitsu class out.
And then you
Tracy did the kickboxing class last night for the second time.
Dude,
ever.
yeah, it's a great workout.
It is a really good workout.
The MMA train, like what is it called? Where you do like
The Jungle Fit, the
Jungle Fit?
the
Yeah.
fitness part of it.
Yeah.
Jungle Fit.
Okay.
That's our fitness class that goes on the same time the kids class goes on. So all you guys, if you have kids, you can come put the kids in the kids class, and then you can go in the back and do a Jungle Fit workout at the same exact time, be done at the same exact time, and then leave and go eat your NARP dinner together. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Let's be honest. Most people work out and they're like, "Man, I'm so tired. Let's eat everything."
Exactly.
Everybody does that.
You can't do that. No, yeah. But no, you
Treat
can come do
yourself
that.
every day.
And then if you're interested in a more traditional aspect, of course, my karate, as Daniel says it, I have that 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Karate.
Thursday evening time, for a more traditional type class.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where I don't make any fart jokes or poop jokes.
No,
I'm very, very serious in that
Yeah.
class and discipline.
Yeah, don't fuck with the karate. Tom learned that the hard way. When they were texting Seth, and we're making jokes, making jokes. He's like, "Yo, bro," and I was like, "Oh, we're about to get our
back and reel it in.
About to get our lips kicked off."
Juan wants to know if we want to keep the stream up till the bidding ends. That's up to you guys.
How long?
Yeah, you can.
We got 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we can keep Twitch on.
Well, I gotta edit.
Yeah, right.
Am I gonna leave it on and just like leave the mics on, or like?
No, mic's off. They can't hear what we talk about after.
What do I put on music? Do I put on music?
Yeah.
It's like when Dog the Bounty Hunter calls.
No, he's in the news. I pulled that story this week. His baby Lisa's mad on Twitter.
He got a new girlfriend.
He kicked out all of his mom's, Beth's clothing. I guess he put it in storage, and like his new girlfriend's moved all her shit in.
Well, I mean, listen.
Somebody's gonna come in his mullet, you know. Like,
I mean, you. Also, it's like, you move on with your life. You only have, how long does Dog the Bounty Hunter have to live? Like,
he's got about another 5-7 years.
It's not that he's going
Right.
to die tomorrow, but
he might.
Yeah, when you're older, you got to move on a little bit quicker because you got to enjoy the rest of, we're all going to be dead.
Do you think Beth would want him to move on, though?
I don't know.
I feel like she wouldn't.
He knows,
Yeah.
right?
And what was it like getting a hand job with those sweet pink fingerless gloves?
All
Do you think
right.
he ever had her put her pink handcuffs around it, you know?
Oh, yeah. He
Arrest
did
my
that.
dick.
Yeah. There's that mullet feather has been some places.
Oh, yeah.
It
He's
stinks.
put his dick through a dream catcher now.
Oh, yeah.
You do that.
All right, guys.
Show the ghost they're not winning.
By the way, if you want to sign up to become a BDM, go to tomanddan.com because we're in the midst of planning our next BDM only party.
In the midst.
What am I have to do for that then?
And then,
What do you want to
do? No, I'm just waiting for you to ask me, hey, do something for free. And I'm going to have to go do something ridiculous.
How much money do you owe Seth now?
It's just for one wrestling event 2 years ago.
Why are you still holding that over his head?
I'm not holding anything.
I
He's
was cool with
bringing
it.
it up.
I was cool with it as long as you guys were going to do the artist thing.
why?
On the side.
I said it was a trade.
Why don't you just pay him?
But the mural thing never happened. I was still waiting for the mural thing to happen.
Well, we want to do the mural.
Yeah, I
but
want to do the mural too. Hey,
What
why
do
don't we
you?
reach out to any BDMs that can do a mural on the side of it and steal my Xanax?
You
from
don't
the
wanna do
gym. I'll bring my
talk about that.
I'll bring my Xanax to the gym.
You know, Remy's an artist.
I'm going full 90s, baby.
Bucket of paint and Remy.
Oh, yeah. I already got him.
One scaffold and
I
bucket
texted
of
him.
Xanax.
Say, get ready. We're doing it. All right. We'll see you.